Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? It's Jay the Great here. We got the whole squad once again, back with another podcast. Me,
What's going
Batman, and
on, guys?
Shinobi, we are back once again. I hope y'all are doing well.
Yo,
It's a good time to be, let's say, a fiction fan in general. Comic Con concluded. We talked about that last week. Anime is doing great. The anime
sir.
world is doing
New
great.
Batman show came out.
Yeah, Batman show is pretty lit. Check it out on Amazon. I hope you all are doing well though. Feel free to ask questions about anything. It could be about, we try to keep it versatile, to stir the melting pot. It can be about anime, of course. That's like our bread and butter. But anything else, current events, whatever. Feel free to ask. But yeah, before we go any further though, I should have this up already. I always forget. Make sure to hit the. See, give me a second, folks. I gotta pull it up real quick. Make sure to hit the like button if you haven't already. It's really appreciated. But yeah, folks, we hope you're doing well. Feel free to ask about anything. See the people in the chat real quick. See right quick. But yeah, we've been on the grind, folks. Been on the grind. Obviously, noticing podcasts have been Thursdays. I could possibly go back to Saturdays. We'll see. But the grind is definitely relentless. It is what it is.
Yeah,
But
100%.
yeah,
Improvise.
definitely. Still making it happen for y'all though. Still making it happen for y'all. Um,
Definitely
but yeah,
motivated them. To get on that train and just have that productive vibe going. It's just like doing tight and just like quit halfway, right? Like
yeah,
rest
Oh,
people like to do that, but once you're climbing up that hill and you see like the goal in sight, you're like, brother, how am I going to just go back down? Like it don't work. Like you know what I mean? Just gotta keep
exactly.
rolling, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
For sure.
exactly. Let's see.
facts.
But yeah, folks. Any questions you have, feel free to ask. Any questions at all. As far as things that have been going on, in the anime world, JJK, I caught up to it today. Sukuna fight. Sukuna just seems unkillable at this point in time. There's always some sort of like
Madara.
contingency plan that this guy has. Yeah, he's basically like Madara. Like he's been close to death a few times, but there's always some trick he has up his sleeve.
Let's
Um,
just hope it's not that they don't pull a fucking Kaguya bullshit
oh
moment.
God,
You know what I mean?
yeah, no, I don't think so. Gege's different. Like
hopefully he does it right. Like if he's gonna go
yeah,
down, it should be like reasonable. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, exactly. What's going on, Black
or
Raspberry?
maybe he wins. Maybe he does what Madara could
Yeah,
have. You know, who knows?
and I mean, in a way, I wouldn't mind. It's a different vibe to most anime that we know, with the protagonist usually
Imagine that
winning.
though, Jay, if he won.
Yeah, that would be a wild sort of conclusion that
That
we're
would
not
be
really used
wild.
to. Yeah, it
Because
really
like you
would.
get so
That
much
never
character
happens.
development and
Yeah.
Yeah,
screen time with like all these characters and well, fuck. You know what I mean? Like that would just
yeah.
be wild to
Basically, a
even like
man.
foresee that.
He'll be known as a man, or a curse, more specifically, that just ran the gauntlet and won, beat everybody, including Gojo.
Like
So
he could what he could do is like he could do like some Infinity War type shit, where like Thanos won, right? Like kind of like Sukuna wins, and then like there's a
yeah,
massive time skip into where like then there's like the
Mm.
next generation to try to attempt to eventually take him out, or
yeah,
maybe even Yuji was still around or some shit. I don't know,
yeah.
but
That'd be a good idea.
he could do something. But either way, it's either hopefully Sukuna loses in a reasonable way, or he just wins. Because if he wins, that'll be pretty crazy too.
Yeah,
So,
like he's taking out everybody. Obviously Gojo,
Yeah.
but he took out Yuta after inhabiting Gojo's body. He still basically beat fucking Gojo twice because he was inside Gojo's body, had
That's
his curse
crazy.
technique, beat him again. He beat Toto. He beat Hikari. He beat everybody. Like everyone's gotten slain by him. The only guy left standing, still battling him, is Yuji. They're going at it right now, battling, and I mean he's the only hope that the JJK verse has now at this point.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Gojo believed in Yuji, for
Yeah,
whatever reason.
like the guy is just something else. Retrieval Art Gara versus the Sound 4 individually. The Sound 4 individually. Retrieval Art Gara, I think you would wipe them all probably. At that point,
Wait, wipe the sound 4?
individually, yeah. Like if
I
you were to
don't
go
know.
1-1-1.
like I'll be honest, like if it's the fatigue, sound forward and whatnot, like the ones we see, individually, absolutely, he fucking
Yeah.
just dog waters. And then I would even say probably all of them at once
He's pretty
because of the
powerful.
Kimimaro scaling. Like he
Yeah.
has a full on
Johnny
battle with
feat.
Sick Kimimaro.
Yeah, it's like a
and
Jonin level
Sick
feat. Yeah.
Yeah, and like and Sick Kimimaro was over the sound for even while sick. It was just blatantly emphasized,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
he was obviously over. He didn't even have to try at all. But what's it called? But even while sick, he was still over. Like he threatens Taiya. He says, "Hey, bitch, I'm not gonna kill your father ass because yada yada. You still got to do this shit. Do what you're told. Like."
Yeah.
So I don't, there's a lot of evidence of even having sick Kimimaro, which was over. So like if Gaara's going blow for blow with that man. You know what I mean?
It's
Like
impressive.
fighting
Yeah,
him
it's
in two
impressive.
forms, seeing one form, forcing him to do range attacks and shit. Like that's like, I don't know. I think Gar washes all of them at the same time, but
Yeah, because he has
Yeah, I
like
agree,
large
yeah.
terrain abilities to just
Yeah.
fucking
Like
wipe
he has
them one
suffocate 'em
blow.
all.
Easy.
Yeah,
From
that's
all
exactly.
ranges.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
literally.
Like, I'm
I
not
concur.
trying to lie. Like Gar during the retrieve art, like he probably had one of the like obviously if we're excluding board, but like fucking Gara had like a massive jump in power within a short amount of time
Yeah, it
in
was massive.
comparison to all the other fucking getting like to
Yeah.
Sasuke, even Naruto, like his jump was ridiculous, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
it's almost like with him having that realization after getting beat by Naruto during Konoha Crush, it like amped his potential or something. Like he
His
yeah,
resolve and
realized,
it was
everything.
like
Yeah.
yeah,
it
his
was like a
resolve.
burden that was off. Yeah, it was like a burden like released from his shoulders in a
Yeah,
way, and
all
he
that
relied
weight.
more on his own power
Yeah.
instead of fucking Shikaku, basically.
Yeah, literally.
Because like when he relied on Shikaku, like he could go from being a fucking from a Genin to tuning to fucking Kage instantly level threat.
Yeah.
But and then once he realized even that level of darkness and power wasn't enough, and Naruto could just beat him with love, with all his mental amps and fucking and then a sonic fucking summoning, and basically forced him to have a fucking Kage battle. Like he realized, oh shit, all right, like okay, bet. Let me apply that same energy, and bro, he
Yeah.
just fucking grew, bro.
Yeah, he
So,
definitely took off after that moment. How about that card the other day? Or talking about that boxing card with like Andy Reese and all that? I watched some of it. I was working though. I've been working Saturdays lately, but it was pretty entertaining. Andy Reese, here's the thing about Andy Reese. He's literally the modern day Rocky when he beat Anthony Joshua. Like a short, in the heavyweight division, he was like a short, fat Mexican dude. No one thought that this great god looking dude would ever lose to. Beats him. And that was like full potential Andy Reese. But after that, the rumor is that he got complacent. He started to eat more. He didn't take training serious. He fought Joshua again. He lost. That guy, if he's dedicated, I think he's a world champion. He was. I mean, he was a fucking world champion. But I think it's his focus that is lacking. He tasted the pinnacle of success, and it sort of just went from there. He's a good fighter still. Still like top of the notch heavyweight, but yeah, when he's at his best, he's arguably the best in the world, like the single best boxer in the world. But I mean, the guy just doesn't have the focus for it, apparently. What happened to Swag and NC Hammer's collab? It was going to take place. Oh yeah, Swag talked about this. He like said that it was going to happen, but didn't or something. I don't know. I'm sure they'll do it eventually.
It could be a mix of things. Yeah, either they'll do it eventually or just business and life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Shit
those guys are
happens,
busy.
100%, dude.
Here's one thing about NC Hammer that I
there's
noticed.
someone,
He fucking hates Seth, the programmer, bro. Like I was looking at his TikTok the other day. I guess he was responding to a question about Seth. And dude, he fucking hates his ass. He's like, fuck him. Like he called me a pedo, but look who's and I don't blame him. Like he's like, he called me a pedo, but look who's laughing now. Like type. That's literally what he said. So I mean, hey man, that was pretty fucked up what they did to him when they were like talking shit about him. So I don't blame him.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Do y'all think they'll save Megumi? Megumi, it's possible.
He's
If
pretty
anyone,
integral.
yeah, if anyone's
feel
gonna
like,
save
in the
him, it's gonna
story.
be Yuji. Yuji, he's constantly growing and having like these leaps and bounds in ability as a sorcerer. So if anything, he might Gege might allow him to implement an ability that does separate the souls of Megumi and Sukuna, and he finally gets his body back. If anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be Yuji. Do I think that'll happen? I think eventually, maybe we have a time skip. Maybe he beats him now, but Gege did say that JJK is supposed to end this year, so it probably is gonna happen this year. JJK is
Like
To
supposed
be
what?
to happen.
anime,
Like
so
another
Yeah.
thing
fun.
too, because
Yeah.
I haven't been watching JJK or like doing the manga because I'm waiting. But what I will say, if this is the case, like let's say Sukuna is kind of similar to Madara in a way where he realizes the true potential Yuji has, and he's like, you know what, let me spare this motherfucker because he could probably get really strong and strong enough to eventually be a challenge to me.
Yeah.
You know, kind of similar to Madara, like you know, because that's why he even allowed Guy to go to the eighth gate. Like he's like, oh, like nobody else can fuck with me. Yeah, like let's dance, right? Like might as well have a battle before I win.
Yeah.
So it kind of probably be similar to that, to where like Sukuna, like you know, he knows he's not gonna ever have a fucking challenge,
That's
so
kind
he's
of where
probably
he's
just gonna,
at.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah, like he'll probably spare Yuji if they go the losing route, and then Yuji just has like a way to, you know, get more powerful, and then it goes from there. Or it's if like you said, if they are literally going to end JJK, like what if that means only for like this portion of JJK and they're doing additional, or if
He
it's just
could
like
do that.
overall?
Yeah.
Yeah. But if it's overall, then he's gonna have to give Yuji some crazy ass fucking plot, you know, like
Yeah, it's
fucking
gonna be
power
like
up.
plot
Hit him
armor.
fast.
Yeah.
It's gonna have to be like Goku,
Sure.
I mean, with the Ultra Instinct or some shit, you know,
Yeah.
like so.
What's going on, Prodigy? What's going on, brother?
What's up, my G?
Let's see. Frank Martin says he wants Rayo Valenzuela. Frank Martin is talented, but Javante Davis beat him because he's just one of the best in the world right now. So I mean, he's just in his era. Unfortunately,
Hmm.
Gege confirmed that he's moving on to another manga genre. Once JJK ends, there won't be a sequel. I mean, maybe
Damn.
he's
So, yeah.
yeah, he's a different kind of author. Like he's okay with things concluding quite quickly, and like when someone dies, that's it. You know, even Gojo. I mean, they brought his body back, but it wasn't him. It was Yuta using like copy technique or some shit like that.
Oh,
So
he didn't give a fuck, man. He
yeah,
said, you know
bro.
what? No, I don't give a fuck. Fuck Goku.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
Like
for real,
he,
bro.
he saw how popular that man was, and he still didn't give a fuck.
he didn't give a
He's like,
shit,
no.
bro. Like he's different. I kind of like it. He's like a different kind of author. I kind of like the vibe, you know, that
He doesn't. He
gives
doesn't
off.
appeal to popularity. He doesn't
Not at
appeal to the
all.
audience and what they want. He's like, no, I'm gonna do what I want.
Like these guys are dead. They're
Yeah, that's
staying
how it should
dead.
be, bro.
Literally. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's his
And-
art. It's his masterpiece.
And the craziest
Yeah,
thing is
literally.
it's working for him. That's the
Yeah.
craziest thing. Like his numbers are, you know
It's
what I mean?
different.
Like,
Yeah,
so
literally.
it is what it is. Yeah.
Base Kimimaro was over the Sun 4 and Gara was at least able to press him into his full crush march. So I think Gara's still clear. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he would clear.
Well, yeah. The Kinmar you're referring to is technically healthy. It's a prime, but you know, but his
Yeah.
6 will still be over as well. So.
Yeah, even when he was sick, he was talking shit. He's like, "I'll kill you all
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now."
yeah.
Yeah.
It was emphasized. It was blatantly like that motherfucker. Like he speed blitzed Shikamaru and Naruto with the barrel that moment.
Yeah.
Like he's just like shown to be on a whole other level.
And
Doing
And then,
the
like, yeah, and then he threatens Taiya, the whole
Yeah,
everything,
exactly.
you know,
yeah.
so.
And speaking
was
of
shitting bricks.
Yeah, she was
bro.
shaking.
Oh, facts,
yeah, she was fucking shitting bricks, bro. She was
Yeah.
like, oh, shit.
Facts.
and speaking
Yeah,
of
shit, wow.
Sukuna and Madara, I think it was the most recent chapter I was reading today. Yuji tries to have this sort of moment with Sukuna as a sort of a last hope without violence solution where he kind of like takes him into his subconscious and shows him his memories or whatever. I think because they had this weird like symbiotic relationship after he was in his body for so long. It was some weird thing, but he was actually trying to appeal to Sukuna emotionally and trying to show him like these humans aren't just simple tools you utilize. They have feelings, they have lives.
No
but
jutsu.
yeah, he was trying to
For
talk
real.
no jutsu him, literally. But the difference between him and Madara is he's a blatant sociopath. Like he didn't give a fuck. After they were done talking, Sukuna's like, "Listen, I get what you're saying. I just don't give a fuck." That's literally basically what he said. It's like, "I don't give a fuck. You're just a tool to me. I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna kill all your fucking friends." Like he doesn't give a fuck. So
Jeez.
Gege is making it blatantly clear that this guy is like he's not the guy that's gonna turn a new leaf. Like you're gonna have to kill him.
reason with him.
Yeah, you're gonna have to kill him. He's a sociopath that doesn't give a fuck about him. He doesn't give a fuck about his friends. Nothing. Like he even says at the end
He
of the
just wants
chapter,
action.
he wants action. He's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you, and then I'm gonna kill your friends." That's literally what he says at the end of the chapter. And Yuji's like, "Okay, then.
What a
Well,
savage.
I tried to talk to you. I guess I'm gonna have to kill you." And Sukuna is obviously like talking shit. He's like, "Yeah, right. Well, so let's find out." But that's real like conflict. There seems to be no room for compromise. Not with Sukuna. Like you're not gonna get shit from him. So that's the difference between him and Madara. Madara at least with Hashirama, there was like a little ounce, and you kind of see that at the end of the war after he's beaten, and Hashirama and him have that moment. With Sukuna, you'll never have that. You're never gonna have that moment where he's like, "Oh man, maybe I was wrong." Like I doubt that. Like he'll die on his
No,
shield.
I
So
highly, yeah, because
yeah,
he seems very like loyal to his motives and morals.
yeah,
So
he's very narcissistic. There's a reason why he's so skilled. Obviously, he's lived a long time, but he's very dedicated to like his craft in a way. Like ideologically, it's all about him. Like it's to him, it's he lives for the thrill of victory. He lives for the thrill of dominating others, and that's why he's so fucking powerful. He
like,
kind of
bro, he's basically Madara but unhinged. Like he doesn't even
unhinged.
give a
Yeah,
fuck about morality or to help the world. Like he doesn't have that weakness element.
at all.
He's just straight up like, I know I am the strongest and I was born different, so I'm just gonna exploit that and just fucking massacre everybody or just rule everybody. Like he just doesn't
Yeah,
give a fuck.
exactly. It's like
Like yeah,
his
com-
confidence.
compared to
But oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
sorry, yeah, I just want to say like compared to Madara, like Sukuna is a lot older of a soul or
A lot
entity,
older.
has
Yeah.
a lot more wisdom and maturity because of that. So it's hard to like shake someone's conviction when you're so set in your ways over thousands of years. Like, you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
especially when your
It
ways,
just goes hand in hand.
yeah, especially when your ways have earned you like the greatest sorcerer of all time, or the greatest like just power and like entity to ever live. Like he took out the greatest of our generation, Gojo. That just further like fueled his confidence. He's like, you're not shit to me. Like you can't beat me either. So he's the typical villain that can't be. You can't turn him. Like you can't phase him. You can't shake him. You have to kill him. That's the only way to defeat him. And I think Gege made it very clear with that chapter. Like, yeah, you're not gonna shake this guy, man. Like his ideology is solidified inside of him. Like you're gonna have to take him out.
Badass.
Yeah, and I like
Like,
it. I
like
like
the
it.
only
Fuck with it.
way, like the only way it could be possible is if there's like something that actually had value to Sukuna, like maybe like
Yeah,
something way back then, maybe like an entity. They would have to pull fucking something
yeah,
to like something that can make him potentially like feel vulnerable or emotionally or something he might actually even give a damn for. But that's if that even exists, if there's even anything
yeah.
really
And
like
what's funny is there's that
Literally.
one
you know.
chick. I forgot. I think her name is Yorozu or whatever. She was like infatuated with Sukuna. And Sukuna just
Huh?
used her. Like she came back again and she battled him. She's like, if I win, you'll be my husband, or whatever the fuck she said. Sukuna's like, first of all, it's never gonna happen. You'll never beat me. But whatever floats your boat. And I think he killed her and shit. Like he doesn't give a fuck about
Hell,
nobody. Nobody.
he
Like
said,
even if
"Fuck pussy."
yeah, they fuck that
Yeah, I
shit. Like
guess so.
he is like unshakable. Like the guy is like that's why I like Gege's writing style. It's like yeah, this is what you see is what you get. There's no talk no jutsu bullshit. There's nothing. Like this is real war. And I think has always made that a point of emphasis since the beginning of JJK. Like this guy will never ever be like turned. There's no talk no jutsu here. Like basically is what he's saying. Especially with that chapter. I made it blatantly clear to me like you're gonna have to kill him. Like there's no way. You're gonna have to exorcise
Uh,
him. Like there's no way to stop him besides that. So I fuck with it though. I fuck with the
That's
vibe though.
awesome.
Yeah, I really do.
It's
Yeah.
different. It's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm kind of hoping Boruto takes some pointers from and tries to be different in its own ways as well, and not
Yeah.
just do the similar, copy and paste like Naruto or whatever.
More
So,
like yeah, exactly. Base Aizen no Hoyoku versus Ewok. Well, we haven't seen Aizen like I know the manga, but in the anime we haven't seen what he's capable of yet. With the Aizen I'm familiar
Did
with,
you walk?
he'd have no chance against Ewok. But
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely no chance.
no
Dude,
chance
literally.
whatsoever. Yeah, honestly, maybe
He was
even with the
battling against.
Hoyoku, even with it, maybe he
Oh
wouldn't
yeah,
have a chance. Yeah,
I mean,
he's.
like current Aizen with Hogyoku, I'm not sure what he can
I'm not
be.
sure.
I'm
Yeah,
really
we're not sure
capable
yet.
of.
Yeah,
But with no Hogyoku, like back Soul Society days, against the guy who was going against
like
Squad Zero
multiverse it,
Captain,
bro. Yeah.
like yeah, that's not gonna happen,
Nah,
brother. Sorry.
he would
Yeah.
get wiped, bro. Yeah, he'd get wiped by him. Batman's stronger than
yeah.
me for following people who are friends with Loco. I constantly stop following people like if I don't fuck with them. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's whatever. Wait, JJK's ending? Yeah, I think Gege said 2024 this year, so it's coming close. Already halfway through this
Damn.
year, so yeah. Six pointed out that if it'd be Heat if the only person Yuji managed to give a good death to was Sukuna. Thoughts? It would be Heat. if Yuji actually killed him. That's a good point because Yuji has always been adamant on not taking life. He didn't want to become Sukuna. But ironically, if he were to take Sukuna out, I'm sure Gege would give him some sort of dialogue along the lines of like, "Hey, I never wanted to be you, but it took me having to be you here today to take you out, and I'm okay with that." That would actually be kind of heat. I wouldn't mind that at all. Yeah, that'd be heat.
We see that struggle. We see that struggle with that one dude.
Yeah.
I forgot the fuck what his name is.
Fucking.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember his fucking name too.
Yeah, he manipulates his soul and shit. Yeah, he can heal and whatnot. Yeah, we see that basically with him, where he was really. It was kind of like a very similar Batman and Joker dynamic for a moment, where he was trying to break Yuji to kill or whatever and do things, and then he came really close when he took that one girl's life, his comrade's life. That really, really almost fucking snapped, but he still didn't go to that extent. But he's always had that confliction.
Yeah, he's had that confliction. And I think he's slowly realizing that with Sukuna, he has no choice. He has to take him out.
No,
there's no choice,
dude.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Batman Joker situation. Like the only difference is I think Yuji's gonna actually take his life. Like he has no choice but to take his life. Like he's either that or he destroys the entire fucking JJK world. And
he doesn't have the convenience of Batman's money and resources and intellect. You know what I mean? Like it's just you either gotta do what you gotta do or you're gonna lose.
Yeah, exactly. So it really is well written. I really like the direction Gege is taking his narrative, and it's different. I enjoy it. It's like real. You don't expect anyone to come back. No one has come back. It's real. Like what you see is what you get. So I do enjoy that.
Shit, if anything, he did a fucking backhand slap. Like he did a little tease of Gojo. Everybody thought he was coming back, and he was like, nah, this is just some like pseudo I gotcha moment.
He might be the guy now, but Sukuna is just the best of all time. So I mean, that's what it is. I'm in the process of moving, fellas. I'm excited. Yeah, bro, I know what it's like to move. It's definitely pretty lit.
Nice, man.
But congrats.
All the cons, it is a great experience, and
facts.
It is exciting. So it's not easy. I'll say that. Get ready for a bunch of experiences. But but congrats.
Yeah,
congrats, brother.
Let's see.
Speaking of anime, though, did you guys see the trailer of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero for the Stan and Namek saga?
It looks pretty lit.
Not yet.
I saw some of it. It looks pretty lit. Definitely gotta play that when it comes out. Definitely, like once it's officially out. I've seen gameplay, of course. I definitely want to test out.
I'm not trying to watch too much though, because I want to enjoy it like raw with the game. So
exactly,
bro. But I saw a little bit of that trailer that came out recently, and I was like, yo, it looks so fucking good.
It does look really good. Like I saw Afro Senju play it, and it looks pretty lit. Like it does give me Budokai vibes in a way, like the way they set up, the visuals.
I gotta beat Kakarot first too, though. I have to beat that before that comes out.
Yeah. It's definitely pretty lit. I played a little bit of it. It's cool story wise for sure, but
it seems cool. I just I don't know. I just never really got around to it, honestly. But Sparking Zero seems really fucking fun, especially like a multiplayer. Like, exactly. Throwback.
Let's be real. Back then, bro, everybody was in love with even Swag with Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Like, bro, everybody loved that shit, bro.
Yeah, it's legendary. Like that's
legendary. To this day.
Yeah, to this day, it's still played like all the time.
That's why they remastered it. That's literally why they're doing it again, basically.
Yeah. Do y'all think we'll get JJK manga animated pretty soon since it's ending? Yeah, I think so, especially since it is concluding.
Yeah. Dude, when they're quick on the anime as well. They don't play.
They've been pretty quick with that. Yeah, when they animate Gojo versus Sukuna, that's gonna be like pretty peak, bro. That's gonna be peak as shit.
I guarantee it's gonna shit on One Piece as well.
Facts. Like Gear 5 shit.
Dude, honestly, One Piece has been popping on the charts right now, bro, with the new like Shanks reveal and everything.
I think I read about that.
Demon Slayer, like surprisingly, just climbing up the ranks, dude.
Demon Slayer, I didn't watch that.
For fucking Bleach in October, bro. Part 3, dog. Like,
damn, that's just gonna be lit as fuck, bro. That's gonna be lit.
Speaking of dive a little bit separate with the fucking IRL drama that's happened recently. Have you guys heard about all the Mr. Beast crazy shit?
Bro,
everybody's getting on his shit now.
There's so many people making videos about him. Like to me, from what I've seen, he did to condemn the fucking whatever his friend's name was. He did do it. But
he was there was like footage of I forgot this YouTuber, but he's really big. But he showed some stuff, and apparently he was like saying like sexual compliments to that one trans dude. I've already forgot his name, but he's the one that's been the Chris that's been outed as a pedo.
Chris,
but apparently Mr. Beast was in that same server, and he was also doing a bunch of shit with him. And then saying like, "Oh yeah, you got a big cock and shit," like just a bunch of weird ass shit.
That's weird.
Yeah, with minors in that server and whatnot, and they knew. So it's like everybody's basically putting him on blast because it's like, oh, you knew all this all along, and now it's coming out. Yet you were acting like you had no idea what the fuck was going on. Like, what is up with that? You know? So like, yeah, it just looks really bad. But,
yeah, $2 from Jonathan. Appreciate it. Dragon dropped this up to the over the cap. Oh, you mean when I put Drake over K Dot?
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Hey! By the way, Drake dropped.
There's new people that dissed him.
Yeah, he dropped unofficially. He dropped like apparently over like 100 gigabytes of content on his other Instagram. It's not like officially on like streaming platforms, but he dropped a bunch of like unreleased shit he never dropped. Some of them was pretty heat.
Oh wow!
It's on his like other Instagram, not on Champagne Poppy, but like on a different one. But. Okay. And apparently he's gonna drop an album this fall with Party Next Door, who drops fire too. That's gonna be lit as fuck. Definitely looking forward to that. That's one thing K Dot can't
be getting numbers again.
Yeah, one thing K Dot can't do is drop them. I mean, he dropped a club banger with Not Like Us, but he can't. Let's see, he can't consistently do it for over a decade like Jersey
frequency wise. Like because that's like here's the thing: you could make arguments that maybe he could, but he doesn't have like at least objectively, we just haven't seen
he
that
got the stamina.
To proof. Nah. Yeah, like and that's something that Drake always does, like consistency wise and frequency wise, he's always coming out with stuff like that. And that's why his numbers are always crazy.
Yeah, so. He's been the most streamed artist this year still. He's the only one with over 10 billion streams this year. Only one. Bro. No one's even double digit billions. And I think second
Eminem was second
maybe. M is like I think he's second. He's like 8 billion or some shit like that, 7 or 8 billion.
Yeah.
And then
like with K-Dot, he's got the momentum. Like if he starts making some bangers right now, dude, he's got everything he needs, bro. Like
right now
he's just lazy though, bro.
He doesn't have he doesn't have stamina. Not the stamina that Jersey has.
But bro, it's just like what it's just like what everyone says, and I think even Drake had some lines about it too. But K-Dot like will fucking come out of nowhere in a featured song after years have passed or months, and have like a really nice, portion of the song lines and bars. Like he'll be out of nowhere randomly he comes with, but it's a long fucking time. Or he'll have an album that comes out like years after. Like he just doesn't post.
You gotta to be all time great or the greatest. You have to have stamina. Like fucking Drake, Eminem, like all those guys. Yeah. Any chance?
See, and Eminem, he's kind of built different though because he's a mixture of both. He'll either do it consistently or he won't, and he'll even like take a while to do things. But see, when he's taking his time to do things and building upon to something, it's gonna actually blow up though. Like he'll actually make it worth the wait for Eminem. While Kendrick, he doesn't do that though.
Yeah, like Drake, so Eminem was active, especially during his prime, like 2000s. That's when he was like,
there was tons of frequency,
dropping classics.
That was just he
had bops like the whole decade, and then he won artist of the decade too for 2000. So
this year, 2024, he won that as well, artist of the year. And then like something with the album, he won a shit ton of fucking awards for the album he just released.
Yeah, people really fucked with this one.
And so like his most recent albums, like even Kamikaze, where basically he was just wanting all the smoke with everybody, but nobody manned the fuck up. They're all scared. What's it called? Like this, his recent shit is just fucking solid, bro. Like,
it was pretty.
That's
good.
what I'm saying. Like he's like one of them artists. Not a lot of artists can do that, but he's one of them artists to where he could actually still take his time, yet he could still make an impact with it.
Yeah. Oh, literally.
But like the consistency, Drake, he just goes. He doesn't stop.
He definitely has ambition. Any chance you think JK?
Real cool with M though, like his last album, the one that he just released, was pretty good. It's definitely not like his worst album, right? Like, course, actually has some redeeming qualities. But like, the point is though, like it doesn't have to be that like a spectacular of a resume item for it to still have the traction that it does today.
Yeah.
Even, and that's because of like the Marshall Mathers LP, right? Or like earlier albums that just gave him the precedent to be as popular as it is that we witness today. And it's unfortunate that like a lot of artists still have like really good fucking music that's not really like on the radar per se. Like it's good music.
Yeah.
Everyone can love and appreciate it, but like they don't have like that traction. And K Dot has that. So
he does.
If he
especially
just put
now.
in work and have that's what I'm saying, bro. So it's just like he has all the ingredients. It's time to cook, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, on God.
That's
He just doesn't have that fire like some of the greats have. That is what it is. Like he doesn't have that.
Yeah.
Realistically, it'll probably be out in 2025. Yeah, Jujutsu anime. Yeah, it's probably gonna take a couple of years, probably
minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it called? Nah, have you guys heard of the troll shit of fucking what Dr. Disrespect, where this man's like posting some weird shit?
I
like,
think I read randomly about that. Yeah,
and then he was over here like roasting all like the comments. People call him like a pedo and shit, rightfully so, obviously. But what's it called? But like he was like trying to roast them all and like fuck, and it's just crazy. Like he don't give a fuck, bro. He doesn't. He doesn't give a fuck.
He's like trying
to a huge ego.
He's trying to brush it off. Yeah. He's trying to brush it off.
Like Steph, like he like had his whole like phase in an arc of like feeling really bad about it or depressed above all this shit, whatever, blah blah, and then like dipped for a while, and then eventually came back, whatever, yada yada. But this motherfucker, he's just like, nah, I don't give a fuck.
A month later.
Literally. Here we go with the Drake meat writing again. I mean, you gotta admit this. He is one of the most consistent in the game. You gotta admit that.
He is. There's no one does that. Like you can bring up a name. Like
he's the most streamed artist in the world still, even after K Dot. You know, with the beef. So
like here's the problem. Like where's Kanye at? Where's Lil Wayne at? Where's Emma at? Where is all the people that were, you know what I mean, like doing it like just like Drake, whatever, blah blah, you name it, or even like above him at around that time. Let's be real, like M in his prime, he was even above Drake at that point in time. But like all these people, they all just stopped. They're gone. And Drake, he was way back then doing exactly when they were all going, right? Like that they were all collab, you know, together, the whole fucking nine. So like everybody stopped. And then he kept going and still has that impact that could just, you know what I mean? Like he just, again, he has that work ethic and still has that impact. And it's just it's clearly taken off as it obviously would. Because if anyone else did the same, like M, whatever, Lil Wayne, Kanye, if they all kept their shit and kept with that energy like he was doing, they probably would be above Drake. But they didn't do that.
He's ambitious, man. Yeah, he's always had that. Even since like 2009 when he first started, he's always been that way. So.
And the people that have been going as of now, like making any albums or also doing consistency, it don't hit the same though. That's the problem. Like even if they're consistent or they're having a grind, they don't have a big name like that. You know what I mean? Like Drake or M or whatever. So it doesn't even matter if they do what they're doing. Like I know there's, you know, how the fuck do I forget his name? But either way, like there's Travis Scott, you know what I mean? He's an example. Like you have all these other people, but they're not on that same level though. It's
not quite. Yeah, they're not quite on that level.
Or 21 there you go.
Yeah. Drake's definitely helped out Savage quite a bit, being like featuring him a lot. Yeah. Drake is a bottom 100 rapper, like JJ Icefish. God damn. Kishimoto low-key didn't like Kiba. Yeah, facts. Kishimoto's low-key didn't like Kiba. I don't think any of us like Kiba, honestly.
Bro, the man is still getting roasted and made fun of in Boruto.
Yeah, even now he's ass. I mean, what the fuck? About Mr. B, solitary confinement video with Jake.
I don't know about that. You know?
I
I will say this: I do know there's a lot of shit being exposed about Mr. Beast because everybody's going detective mode now. Ever since the whole weird pedo shit and whatnot, and then his involvement with it and whatnot. So there's a lot of stuff that's coming out. There's clips of him dropping the hard R. There's all kinds of shit that's coming out. So people aren't holding back anymore. But no, he's going through a lot, and I'm just gonna be real with you. He's gonna lose tons and tons of sponsors just because.
Facts. Just because of who his friend was, that one fucking pedo did. Yeah. So it's just inevitably he's gonna lose like a lot of support. unfortunately.
He's in a position where he can just sponsor himself, though. I mean, he's got like 300 million fucking subscribers.
He's fucking huge.
Like,
well, what's annoying me is like, who's next at this point, though? Because everybody just keeps getting exposed as a fucking
dude, this year especially, this year has been like pedo fucking galore. Yeah, like fucking literally, everyone getting exposed.
Diddy, like all of them.
Diddy,
everyone's forgot about Diddy, bro. Like no one talks about Diddy anymore, bro.
No
all
Diddy.
This crazy shit keeps happening. No Diddy.
Yeah, bro.
And made it very clear.
I did. Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, that was,
dude, I can't believe it. Like
he said that shit ain't dying. You know, like let me get it back.
Like last year, all he had was Seth. This year, fucking like P Diddy, fucking Mr. Beast's friend, fucking Dr. Disrespect, fucking all kinds of fucking people are fucking.
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon, yeah, literally Nickelodeon. Dan Schneider's pedo ass, like, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. It's fucking crazy. You make 4 points, but Drake, I don't know. Drake is definitely quantity over quality. Would you disagree? But he drops a lot. There's that. But if you were to make polls, and you could say I'm glazing, whatever, I don't care. But if you make polls and ask people what's one artist you could listen to on an entire road trip, the majority is going to pick Drake, and that's just quality fucking.
And that's
bops.
just because he has a lot of bops or a lot of
you can listen to
songs.
He has some albums are nearly entirely all hits, like fucking Take Care, Nothing Was the Same. Almost every song on those fucking albums are fucking bops. I mean, like, that's rare, dude. That's really rare to be able to do that.
Bro, in my childhood, when I was in my teens and shit, in high school and whatnot, like everybody was listening to fucking Drake.
Blast that shit, bro.
Like, they would blast it. Yeah,
like the year I played football in high school, we would fucking blast fucking Drake's If You're Reading This, It's Too Late album. We would blast that shit, the whole fucking album. Like, this shit was fire.
So I get like there's probably a lot of songs that are like, oh, whatever, or mid or whatever, or
every artist has those.
Yeah, but because of how much he has released, he has a lot of bangers, though.
Yeah, a ton of them. Fuck ton of them. Yeah, he's really gifted with making. He's probably the most captioned artist on social media. Dead ass, no glaze. He's the most captioned artist. His fucking lyrics get fucking captioned everywhere. Like, dude.
But bro, I'm just keeping it a buck. Like, remind you, like, I'll give another example. Like, the female version of Drake is Taylor Swift right now. I don't like that bitch at all. I don't like her music. I don't like her, whatever, blah, blah, but she's literally the female version of him, music-wise, where she's breaking all these fucking numbers, you name it, and she's just fucking doing her thing, like, at the end of the day, numbers are numbers. They're just facts. Like
Drake, think about it like this.
Ass, though. Like,
Drake, facts. Drake is his impact has been so influential that he made an acronym used in the English language every day. He made YOLO with the motto. He literally created, like, everyone fucking uses that around the fucking Western civilization. That's how impactful his music's been. Like, fucking creating new fucking words or acronyms in the fucking English language. That's fucking impact. Yeah. I mean, whether you want to call me Glazer or not, that's the shit he's done. So
no, I will say this though. Eminem, he has tons and tons of awards in certain areas and categories where he is over Drake. So we're not like saying Drake is like the best like of everything, all time,
he's not.
Whatever, like but we're talking about like music like numbers wise and like in certain other impacts and other areas that where he is number one, like blatantly.
He's one of the greatest to ever do it, and there's not many guys in that league like him. Obviously, guys like from the past, like Pac and all those guys. You got guys obviously K-Dot, Eminem. Yeah, like he's in that rare air, whether people want to admit it or not. Like, you don't have to like him, but his numbers are going to be there in your face regardless. So I mean, it is what it is. Taylor Swift.
He'll always use that as ammo too. He'll always use it as ammo.
So. You can't really take that away from him. I mean, like, his shit's bopped. His shit's bopped everywhere. That shit's blasted everywhere. Like, clubs, fucking stores, everywhere. Taylor Swift got legs. That's it. She's alright. Yeah.
I don't find her attractive at all. No.
Yeah.
I'll say this though.
She's kind of mid.
She's a billionaire, and like, unlike like fucking Kim K or whatever it is, like, she's not fucking blowing up her body to these like.
You gotta respect that.
That are unrealistic. You know what I mean? And that's a good role. That's a good example to set for people who follow you.
Yeah, it's definitely she's definitely one of the better role models for women. I'll give her that. She is. She doesn't.
Hey, did you see the fucking Cardi B release exposure statement? Apparently, her man cheated on her and shit. And
I'm not surprised.
Offset?
Offset, bro. I think he's cheated on her like multiple times. She still stays
absolutely.
She wrote a whole essay about it. Basically, what she said in a general consensus is it doesn't matter if you're rich, independent, or you give your man everything, or blah blah. All this stuff. At the end of the day, a guy will always cheat on you, whatever, blah blah yada yada.
I mean, she's kind of proven the point that high value men retain their women.
Don't give a
like
fuck.
She's still with him. Like, bro, you know damn well you're going back to him. Stop capping.
And she's not wrong. Yeah, and she's not wrong in a sense either. Like she is.
Oh
right
when
it comes, like, and we'll admit that we're not like over here trying to say, oh, she's fucking capping, but she is technically right. Like the high value men or very rich men or successful, whatever. I'm sorry, but they just don't give a fuck. Like
they don't.
They're not. 9 out of 10 times, it's very, very fucking rare they're gonna commit to only one fucking girl and not at any other moment ever think of turning their head of any other fucking girl
outlier
out there. You know, like, bro, there's so many women out there in different, body looks, whatever, the whole fucking nine, right? Experiences, personalities, you fucking name it. Men, when they're aware of that and they have a level of reputation and status, that's their number one fucking priority. Whether they're gonna admit it or not, it always.
Absolutely, dude. And when they be throwing that thing,
very rare. It's very rare for a guy to actually stay strictly loyal and committed to one.
It's extremely hard.
Extremely loyal. Yeah. Extremely rare, and even more rare when a guy can explore options like a high value guy like Offset. It's extremely rare. So, it is.
Yeah, it's more common with a girl to potentially be loyal to a dude for whatever reasons, whatever. That is technically more common. But the irony though is women statistically actually leave relationships all the fucking time.
Exactly.
It's always the woman
because most guys aren't high value. So most guys are not high value. So most girls in those relationships will be prone to ending it. So that's.
But are there a bunch of are there more Hinatas than compared to a dude? Absolutely.
Oh yeah. It's not even close. Like. Especially if she finds someone that she deems as like her suitable partner, it's more than likely that she will like be loyal to you.
Be submissive.
And if she thinks her values are fulfilled just enough too, she's gonna be there all day.
She'll stick by you. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of weird because you have this sort of
guy. They won't do that shit. They won't. They won't.
It's sort of an inverse,
though, dude.
Yeah, Offset.
He's such a well-known rapper. Like he fucking has so many girls throwing that thing at him, bro, all the time.
Clapping,
it's like
he's out on the street.
That's so. I can only imagine, bro. He's like, "Fuck, dude. Like, come on, bro. Like, say it right."
Facts. You know it's kind of funny because there's a sort of an inverse relationship with men and women as far as loyalty. When a guy is of lower value, like as far as dating marketplace value, he doesn't have a choice but to be loyal because for him to replace a woman is more difficult. And a woman dating a low marketplace value man will be more prone to cheating because she has a plethora of options. But once you flip the switch, you're dealing with a high value guy. He's the one that has the leverage now, and those guys are more likely to cheat than their women because those women look at their guy as, he would be hard to replace. Like, I actually, like, this guy he meets every metric. While conversely, the guy is like, man, I can pull another bitch right now. Like, I'm gonna clap. So it's
the 1%, man. The less than 1%, bro.
And most guys are not high value to that extent. So they're in the others. They're all
average, below average or average.
Exactly. So women usually have the power, and because of that, relationships are usually ended by the woman because of the statistical probability that you're most likely not a high value man. Yeah, so that's the world we live in today.
And that's the ironic part about that. And this is where it's actually really funny because women won't ever admit this, but they won't ever admit that either. You know what I mean? Like they're always fucking leaving for XYZ reasons, right? It could be something stupid, reasonable, this, that, whatever, right? But they'll never admit that either. They won't ever be like, like I take accountability for why the relationship ended and blah blah.
Never.
They'll always be like, well, it wasn't me. It was because of this. And it's like, bitch, like you left for a reason though. You didn't have to leave though. You could have still like tried to make it work or try. You know what I mean? Like come on, bro. Like, and so at the end of the day, like there's that too. They'll never admit that shit. Ever take accountability? That's just out the fucking window. But regardless, what I will say, what Cardi B, the only thing I will say towards her shit though, is just to kind of have some shots against her to back him up a tiny bit, is the fact that like she acts like she was also a perfect fucking shoe though, because like I'm sorry, but she, you know how she advertises herself, like
She's a
very
fucking
sexual.
Thank you. That's what she
twerking,
markets.
yeah, she's twerking all the fucking time, you know, like the whole fucking night. She's literally, her whole business value is her being objectified, basically, you know, and her ass. And her music is even around that. So in some form and fairness to that dude, he is having to deal with that. Yeah. And I'm not saying that is the reason why he probably cheated or even saying it's an excuse, but at the same time, most men don't like that shit because it's actually embarrassing for them, or so on and so forth, whatever, or however you want to label it, insecurity, whatever the fuck it is. Bottom line is, men don't like that shit. You know what I mean?
She dead ass has her OnlyFans. She's a fucking thought. The bitch is a thought.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like so that's the thing. I didn't even know. I didn't even know she had an OnlyFans. That's even worse. But regardless, like any woman that's in the porn industry, OnlyFans, or even as like let's say a singer or rapper, and you like objectify yourself extremely sexually to appeal to the male audiences, or even to the toxic feminism cultures and whatnot. Because there are toxic feminism cultures out there. There's good ones and there's bad. But either way. That's basically what she's doing, and I'm sorry, but 9 out of 10 times, many men won't fuck with that and just view you as a joke.
Hell no.
You know,
she's a glorified sex object. That's what she is to most men. It's reality.
Now, you could always argue this, like he knew what he was getting involved with, which let's be real, he did, right?
He did.
100%, dude.
But at the end of the day, like, you know, you could still say, oh, it's still on him, whatever, fuck him, whatever, blah blah, right? Because he like, there's no way you're gonna fucking tell me he didn't know what he was dealing with. Like, come on, she's fucking known. You know what I mean? Like, so that is on him, and it's me and Jay and Shinomi always said this shit. Like, why do these fucking guys like try to like have this fake ass persona? Like, oh, I'm committing to her, you know, whatever. All this, it's like, come on, bro. No, you know damn well she's your side chick, bro. Like, she's not. Yeah, it's fucking cap. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
definitely
like,
cap.
That's the annoying bullshit. It's this weird ass fake fucking image that either these NBA players or celeb, whatever the fuck it is, they try to paint this fucking image that it's all this shit, and it's not. It's fucking cap, bro.
Yeah, it's
men
like
will not commit to women like that.
Yeah,
bro.
Some guys try to like emit like a mirage of moral virtue. They're like, oh man, she's the only girl I see in my eyes. I'm like, you're a fucking liar, dude.
Shit.
Like behind closed
doors.
They're
hypnotized by that booty, bro.
Yeah,
like that's literally what it is. That's why they deal and tolerate with all their fucking attitude and bullshit.
Like bro, let's be real. He made up his mind the moment he got with her. And, you know, the whole fucking night, you name it, blah, blah, kids, whatever, blah, and try to have that bullshit illusion. From day one, he made up his mind that he was just going to be fucking around and do whatever. Like, come on, bro.
Like,
day one, there's no fucking shot.
She's a glorified thought in the industry. I mean, that's what she is. I mean, he knew that.
And he already cheated on her, too. It's just like, what are you, fat girl?
What are you
bro?
like,
the whole statement of her saying she was a perfect, like, that's cap, though.
That's delusion.
That's delusion.
Like, that's delusional, because a woman, if they're really trying to be perfect, right, or make sure there's no reason whatsoever for a guy to just, like, leave or cheat or whatever, they're not going to be doing shit like that. Or they're going to at least make sure to talk with their man. Yeah, exactly. They're going to at least make sure to take initiative and talk with their man and communicate and be like, hey, is this okay as well? And if not, this way they have a fucking mutual understanding, you know?
Yeah.
So that was the only part I was like, hey, you know, I don't know about all that. But overall, she was right, though. Overall, she is right. And the guy's you know, it is what it is. He's a guy, you know?
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yep.
Curious that Itachi Susano and the Uchiha Haida was armored, meaning he used it a decent amount before. What do y'all think forced him to use it in the past? I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean he used it before. It could have just been the evolution of his Susano as he grew more powerful, but maybe there were threats. I mean, there's not many threats to Itachi Uchiha during his time in you know, the Shinobi verse. He was just so powerful, but I mean, I think it was just the evolution. I
just think he's a natural genius, and so I'm assuming, of course, we can't know for sure that when he didn't unlock that mess, he got some variation of the Susano unlocked. Maybe he practiced with it, but obviously sparingly because that shit hurts like hell utilizing it.
Yeah, and he was
too.
Ill.
And he was ill, and it's chakra consuming. It's just it's not the vibe. So it's like I'm sure he adapted to what it could do. very quickly and only used it when necessary.
Yeah, very sparingly. Yeah, very sparingly. Thoughts on many men?
It makes sense. It makes sense because if Susanna was blatantly emphasized that when you do use it, it fucking goes through your vision like fucking quick. Like, oh my god.
Especially for him.
Sasuke, you know?
Yeah. Exactly. Thoughts on Many Men? Many Men is one of arguably the best war cry of all time by 50 Cent. That shit is fire, bro.
It's a timeless song.
Yeah, it's really a timeless bop that every man uses when they're going to fucking battle, bro. Every time. Are there high value women who can't cheat on their husband as much as they want without him leaving her? Yeah, that's what you call cuckold relationships. When a woman completely dominates their husband, like Destiny, for example, was getting cucked by his girl.
Oh yeah.
That's an example of, and those bitches to me are not high value, but in the eyes of the cuck, they're high value enough to be
look what happened to his relationship. Like, bro, they were talking all that shit in like podcasts, whatever on Fresh and Fit. They were talking all that shit. And I knew from day one, the moment I realized like they were in an open relationship, she was in all this sex stuff, whatever, and he's over here fucking around. I already knew that relationship was not.
That was not going to last. And it was gonna, a woman will never respect you. No. If you are intentionally and voluntarily allowing your woman to get clapped by other men and you're aware of it, it's guaranteed she doesn't respect you in the slightest whatsoever.
Literally,
you're literally just a tool. Yeah, and you don't respect yourself. You're a tool to her. Like Destiny, in his case, he was just a wallet to her, being a higher influence level streamer. That's all he was to her, was just a wallet. And what happened when she found someone she actually respected? She left him for him. So I mean, he was always just a tool.
She literally said it herself. Like, she just found something, like another value that she thought was better and higher than Destiny, and that's why she did. It was just her being fucking selfish, basically. And then Destiny was like, all right, whatever, she just wanted to be happy, so whatever, it hurts, but yeah, it is what it is. And it's like, bro, like, you're a bitch.
Yeah, and it became like ever since then, with all the weird shit he said, like especially with the Trump assassination thing, when he was like, oh, I wish that he'd killed him. Like, it seems like he got very like bitter after what happened with him and that hoe. Like, bro, what did you expect being a fucking cuck?
No, he definitely darkened. He definitely
he's super dark now.
More,
the shit he's saying is like, bro, what?
He lost his light.
Yeah, like what happened? You lost your light, like some fucking Sharingan type shit. You lost your light, buddy. Like what happened? But I don't know, man. He's fucking saying some fucked up shit.
He's Kakashi now. He got that hole in his heart, bro.
He's having like his dark. Hopefully, this changes him for the better. Maybe he'll like become like a ripped fucking stud or some shit. I don't know. Hopefully, but I mean,
and have to control his chick.
And then exactly, never let that happen again. How did she give him everything? She said she doesn't cook her clean. She just gives him sex and that's all. She's a hoe, bro. I mean, she's a hoe. $5 from Josh. Appreciate that, brother. People saying Jiraiya could beat Itachi and Kisame, which is proven bullshit because he bodies stage mode Naruto KCM. Jiraiya doesn't scale to KCM anything. So here's the thing about part 1 and part 2. You could argue, well, he's never beating Itachi. There's that. But as far as Kisame, Kisame genuinely believed he would have lost. Now there's arguments even to possibly imply he still would have beat him, and that Itachi kind of reinforced that to avoid him having to combat an ally. He did kind of reinforce it. He's like, yeah, if we fight him, our names were, like we'll both die. Kind of like trying to kind of reinforce that notion that Kisame had. But you could also argue that maybe he was just retcon from part 1 to part 2, and maybe Jiraiya could beat Kisame one-on-one at that point prior.
And absolutely, with the Joning feats, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It makes sense. He was clearly Joning level at that point.
So. Yeah, it was more, especially because Kisame's scaling, it's like non-existent in part 1. I mean, he doesn't really have anything, so you could argue as a retcon. And then part 2, Kisame isn't losing to Jiraiya. I mean, his feats are pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, he's insane. Yeah, he's over here like dealing with V2, dealing with V1, and Jiraiya couldn't even deal with V2 Four Tails. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's a huge gap in like I would say caliber of opponent, and fucking Kisame beat him.
And it makes sense because Kasame was getting stronger and stronger throughout time because he was killing He was killing all kinds of ninjas, stealing their chakra. Some more chakra he gets, some more stronger he's getting. Then he's over here capturing Tail fucking Beast, by himself, getting all of that chakra as well.
Roshi and everyone,
the dude was getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So obviously he's gonna have like a fucking insane, massive gap because he literally has a fucking cheat code in his hand. And Samahara.
Yeah, as far as Itachi, we've said this multiple times. Itachi was a living capper on purpose. He was capping all the time about
he was a spy.
Jiraiya. He was capping to the Akatsuki the whole time. He was capping to his brother Sasuke, pretending that he hated him. He was a capper because he was a double agent for Konoha the entire time. So you can't really take anything he says at face value because he's probably lying about it.
He contradicts statements as well. Like, I'm sorry, but I'll always say this. Like, I'm not gonna even go into that whole other fucking can of worms and argue semantics or statements, whatever. Because even though me, Jay, Shinobi, we could win the statements portion of it too, that's not even fucking necessary. You can just skip right to the fucking the simple consensus of it. The feeds contradict all the fucking statements regardless because we see Itachi just with Genjutsu from visual Sharingan that could just body a fucking Sonic and no
completely.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And Jiraiya's retarded ass was looking right in his fucking eye.
Could have ended him right there
that whole time. Itachi could have ended him right fucking there
ended
and
his
then,
life
if he wanted to.
Probably both their lives.
And he didn't do it. And mind you, in the Itachi that beat Orochimaru was younger than the one that fought Jiraiya.
He was even younger, less experienced.
So overall, feats blatantly contradict all that whole statement and fucking it's not even necessary to even argue and talk about when it's blatantly clear he's above. And Orochimaru, in the future, mind you, who's even more stronger than the one that fought Itachi way back then. Even at that point in time, he still says Itachi is stronger than me. I can't fucking beat him. He needs
the whole time. He's like fucking
part 1 and part 2.
He's like fucking traumatized shitless. He's like, oh fuck no, I could never ever.
And we know Orochimaru is over Jiraiya, at least base Jiraiya, right? We know that for a fact. Okay, now Sage Jiraiya, that's a whole other thing. But base Jiraiya, absolutely know for a fact he's over.
Fuck no.
And base Jiraiya was the one that was combating against Kasame and Itachi, and Kasame was shitting his fucking bricks, reasonably so. While Itachi, he could have easily dealt with him, and they could have easily took him out. But again, he was a spy, and he made it very clear to Obito the Akatsuki cannot fuck with the leaf and to leave them alone no matter what. They can't touch Naruto, and they can't touch the fucking leaf. That was made very fucking clear. So obviously nothing is gonna fucking happen. There's not gonna be casualties. It's not gonna be a fight.
It's weird that
though. It's like like Kisame and Itachi. They're obviously like a tandem, Akatsuki duo, and the whole purpose really of having each one of the teammates together is so that if one of them goes AWOL or rebel, the other Akatsuki member is able to put them in check, right? Yeah. But it's weird with Kisame and Itachi. We know that you guys both said Itachi was running cap the whole time, right? Kisame wasn't. He had no reason to cap or lie.
Very loyal. Very
loyal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he had feats against Guy, mind you, in base with all these gates. He wasn't the Kisame that we saw in part 2. So it's weird for me to see
cut him. Awesome was landed a blow and hand to hand. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So it's weird because there's no way someone of that caliber, right, is supposed to put someone like Itachi in check, right? That makes no fucking sense. But I mean, based off the feats that we saw, you could say Jiraiya could beat Kisame in part 1, just based on what we saw.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, it doesn't make sense though, because if Kisame is that weak, why the fuck is he paired up with Itachi of all?
Yeah, that is kind of weird. Maybe maybe. I mean, the only logical reason would be Pain wants Itachi to keep Kisame in check. I don't know. Maybe he's like, hey, this guy's
that's easy for him.
He's a loose cannon. Can you please, keep watch or some shit? I don't know. It is kind of weird because they're not relative whatsoever. But
I think what it is Obito and Pain obviously knew Itachi would be able to beat fucking Kasame in a fight. I think what it is they knew how loyal Kasame was to the Akatsuki. We literally saw what he fucking does in the end. He didn't fuck around. You know what I mean? He took his life. He literally had his sharks eat his body just to avoid intel being leaked and shit and whatnot. So he was extremely loyal to the Akatsuki, and he knew that if Itachi did try to betray or whatever, blah blah, that Kasame would reasonably have a very high probability of at least letting the Akatsuki know in advance, potentially. You know what I mean? They probably knew he would die, but they would at least know like maybe there's a shark that comes out of nowhere from the ocean or a squirrel, you know, like what he did with Obito and Kabuto in the walk.
Yeah, totally.
But that's all I can really think of it. But.
Yeah, $5 again from Josh. Appreciate it, brother. War Tobirama is shown fight just as well as Minato and uses jutsu. I believe Tobirama beats Minato until he has Edo Tensei KCM 2. You gotta remember, Minato's dazed because he's just shocked that his former pupil is literally just attempting to destroy the world. So that's a big reason why he's fucking even having relative performance. And again, before he was dazed, when they were racing to the fucking battlefield, Minato had a whole conversation before anyone showed up. So it's pretty clear that
he beats them all in a race of speed. They were all traveling at their full speed. Hashirama, you name it, whatever, blah blah.
Yeah.
He beats them all in a fucking race. What's it called? And that's like, you know, like with like travel and combat, all that shit in together. Now, if we're talking jutsu, activation speed, all that. I'm not saying that because that's why Hashirama would probably still beat Minato. It's because of wood style, you name it, sage mode, whatever.
Yeah.
But when it comes to just raw speed, he was blatantly shown to be above. Like Jay said, he had a whole conversation. He saved the entire Shinobi Alliance from the Ten Tails Biju Bomb. He does all that shit, and then they get there, and then Tobirama even says, "Oh yeah, you're faster than me," whatever. About like, there's tons of things that blatantly show Minato was clearly above, and that guy, and it was kind of emphasized from part 1 and throughout. And eventually into part 2 that Minato was that guy. What's it called? And it was obvious where his limits were, which was obviously below some people like Madara and Hashirama. But everybody else, he was above.
Yeah, and we've had like several extensive analysis of like just obliterating the claim that Tobirama is like relative to Minato, or even worse, above Jubito, which some people still believe, which is ridiculous. But we've obliterated that. It's really not that hard to debunk that, honestly. It's pretty obvious.
And not only that, when Minato gets his head out of his ass, he actually has some pretty fucking solid feats. He goes into his Avatar Biju form, and he's literally relative with Sage Mode KCM 2 Naruto. Like they're both fighting at the same time against Jubito, and this is Jubito like with, you know what I mean, like at his max, right? Like prime. And they're both like going at, you know, I'm not saying they're both Jubito level either, because let's be real, Jubito was still holding back and testing, you know, whatever. Because Jubito wasn't going all out from the start. He was always conflicted. But regardless, like that's way more impressive than fucking unstable, fluctuating fucking power levels Jubito. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so there's that as well. And then we see KCM 2 Naruto's avatar form able to speed blitz alive Madara for one moment when he's in his Susanoo form. That was very impressive because at that point that Madara also had like Sage Mode on as well. So if Naruto could do it, Minato could also do it, replicate a similar thing. So like overall, like Minato and Naruto, like they always just looked way more better than Tobirama, period.
I mean, he admits it too.
Kind of putting that out there. Like, he admits it as well.
Yeah.
Like there's even a point where he talks about Naruto and says he's going to be like a greater shinobi than his brother. And we already know Tobirama admits inferiority to Hashirama several fucking times. Narratively and himself.
Yeah, you know? Literally. I'm tired of the Kisarama disrespect. Kisame slam. I'm tired of the Kisame disrespect. Kisame slams the entire Akatsuki. Kisame's cold though, man. He's definitely cold.
Yeah, he is lit. He is lit, definitely.
It's funny how malnourished Twink stole Destiny's wife, bro. I mean, Destiny's kind of a malnourished Twink too, though, to be fair. But yeah. What are your thoughts on the blue pill community? So if you mean like the opposite of the red pill, honestly, the problem with that community is that they invite excuses and sort of like mediocrity. Like and if anything, they encourage you to be okay with being complacent in your life. Like they don't tell you to hold yourself accountable. They don't tell you to improve yourself. Yeah, it's like as long as you're happy and fat, who gives a fuck? Like no, your body's giving a fuck while you're destroying it by eating fucking dog shit every day.
They're delusional.
It's delusional.
They don't accept reality. Reality.
Yeah, they're trying to accept their own flaws with delusion. That's what it is, and that's what I don't agree with. Like, there's no ideology that's perfect, including red pill. There's problems with it too.
Yeah, if we're talking morality, like me and Jay will say this all day, every day. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Do whatever the fuck you want.
Happy. Yeah, but when there's reality and like objective facts of what actually happens if you do this and this, that's what we're talking about.
Like if you eat like shit, your body will literally self-destruct over time. That's literally what will happen. But if they're encouraging you and saying love your curves, that's delusional. That's not even logical. Like the shit that they're telling you. That's fucked up. Like they might as well tell you go kill yourself. That's the same shit. But they're masking it with bullshit rhetoric like love your curves, man. Like you're basically telling them to go kill themselves. Fucking eat like shit and destroy yourself. Like that's horrible a horrible way of thinking, horrible ideological sort of like wave that's been slowly growing on social media, and it's all to appease to the fact that you're flawed, to the fact that you know deep down that you're not trying to reach your full potential. And how do you mask it? With bullshit, just illogical rhetoric such as that. That's what that shit is. That's why I don't fuck with it.
It's a problem, Jay. It's a problem because at the end of the day, it's separating basically obstacles in your life. Because like what the problem is, life isn't life if you don't go through conflict or go through certain obstacles and grow from those experiences, or take certain negative experiences and try to bring a positive out of those things. That's what life is technically all about. You fall, you get up, whatever you name it. So to just try to focus and substantiate a mindset of just accepting things that will bring you down, or just to just act like there's no wrong whatsoever, and to never want to better yourself, or just so on and so forth. Like that's just, again, you're doing more harm to yourself, because there's a difference between understanding of prioritizing to make sure you're happy, but also like doing it in a healthy and productive way to be happy. You know what I mean? Like you can't try to like, fucking, I'll just live with my fucking parents for the rest of my life because that makes me happy, and that's very easy. Now I don't have to worry about bills and this and that and whatever. Sure, yeah, it's gonna be easy. You might, whatever, this and this and that. But guess what? There's also all these fucking cons and this and this and this and this. And guess what? This is reality. And let's say something happens to your parents, then what? What the fuck are you gonna do?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So like,
you'll be a useless fucking
like you
sack
said,
of shit.
It's fucking reality at the end of the day. Whether like you take like this quote unquote blue pill to appease your like necessity for some kind of a treatment for your depression or misgivings in life, and it does provide I guess temporary relief of some sort. But what it really does is it delays the inevitable of what is going to occur in reality.
Exactly.
And so in the long run, like you're gonna like feel shittier about the delay in time you imposed upon yourself, because like time is, dude, you can't ever get that shit back. And you could have done so much, like Batman was saying, on a productive vibe, and you could have been somewhere else completely if you just took the red pill, quote unquote, ate it, swallowed it, go through the tribulations, and grow from it. You know what I mean? So it's like, it all depends on what you want to do, man.
Or the bullshit that they say, like, oh, well, it's okay for you to be a loser guy. The girl, some girls are cool with that, and they'll accept you. You don't need to have money and this and that. It's like, get the fuck out of here. That's bullshit, bro. Like, bro, there's not a single woman that would put up with that bullshit. Like, if anything, that's extremely, extremely rare for women just to not give a fuck about that. Like, I'm telling you right now, there is not, like, the majority of women will leave you in a fucking heartbeat if you're not willing to give something to make them feel validated or something or whatever. Like, that's not how that works, bro. Like, like for me in my life, I can't just sit here and be like, oh, hey, Shy, I'm just gonna, do whatever the fuck I want and not do anything at all, and blah blah, and just whatever, thank you, put up with it. Like, she would fucking leave in a heartbeat. She'd be like, what the fuck? Like, you're not gonna do this, you're not gonna do that, you're not gonna fuck that,
This rhetoric reminds me of I'm not sure if guys listening have watched read it, but 1984, this idea of double speak, which is basically literally contorting language to bend to your whim. Like, you'd say shit that doesn't make any logical sense, like, oh, I'm gonna go eat a Twinkie and get healthier, like that kind of shit. That's literally what this is. It's like double speak in 1984. That George Orwell guy, like, politically I don't agree with his his ideology, but there's a lot of ideas in that book that he knew that would come. Yeah, it was really, really good.
Absolutely.
And it's like what it is, exactly, dystopian. It's like a dramatized version of what was to come. Like, he knew, like, okay, the double speak, like, something of this nature will arise as comfort continues to increase, as reach of the government continues to increase. And he was right. I mean, look at the dumb shit that we listen to now. People saying eat your life away and all this other dumb shit. The guy was, in a way, he's like a genius, regardless of whether you believe in like what he believed in. But that's what it reminds me of, and it really is shocking. Like, it really is shocking. If you would ask someone that lived in the 80s about today, they'd be like, yeah, man, this is fucking 1984, like in real life. Literally what it is. But it's just really bizarre that came to be. George Orwell knew something. That's all I gotta say. But
I mean, I feel like in that, I will say the movie adaptation way worse than the book.
Oh, way worse, way worse. Yeah,
way worse. Holy shit.
Yeah,
but I feel like even extending to like the 50s or so, like that kind of like eras, if you will, like things were very much so still innovative and being created, and there wasn't the internet to relay upon information at such a mass level. And so like when you heard like, I don't know, like radiation is good for your health, it's like people just kind of adopted that into their culture until it wasn't okay. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like that in itself is dystopian, but at least today we have the power of information, and it's really up to the individual to absorb it and digest it correctly. But not many of us are blessed with that like discernment per se.
Exactly.
But you can't change that, you know.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's really bizarre. What's going on, Mr. Pillow? What's going on, bud? Let's see. Speaking of someone offing themselves, do you think it's someone tells someone else to off themselves and they do it? Should the person who told them to be locked up? It depends on who. I mean, either way, they should be held liable. But if the person they're telling is like extremely competent, but they break their spirit with bullying or whatever, they should be held, accountable to some extent because they help lead to that, to the person offing themselves.
There's been prosecution that's actually has a hold them accountable. It's actually
really
where there's been kids that have been bullied or whatever, and they told them to kill whatever, and something happened, and next thing you know, they like, I forgot what charges they put from, whether if it was I don't remember what it was, but either way, like they got locked up for it. Like,
let me ask you this, right? Like, let's say like I hypothetically am bullying someone. Now, does the liability stem down to like, hey, is this person that I am, bullying mentally, not there all the way?
Yeah, that would definitely matter.
Bullying someone younger as well. Like, there's so many variables. Like, if it's a mature, healthy, cognizant adult, they have full control over like what they do. Am I still held accountable for that?
I do think, I would say, I think at that point it'd be like the case of like a doctor is doing the assisted suicide thing. Like once you're talking about a competent, a fully cognizant adult, it'd fall into that kind of case where you might be held liable, but not as much as like, a bully destroying the spirit of like a 5-year-old who's barely developing. And so definitely different severity. Like the severity greatly increases if you're talking about like a very vulnerable, like child.
Like if we're talking like high school, middle school, you know what I mean, to where it's like extreme severe bullying and they literally teleport and then they actually do it. Like that's where there can be a certain extent of accountability.
Yeah, more severity.
Again, they have a pretty fucking large, But if it's just like some, I don't know, some whatever, let's say it's something not like that at all, and it's very, and like I don't know, someone just cracked a joke like, "Oh, go fucking kill yourself" or something. You're pissing me off, whatever, and they actually did do that or some shit. That's a whole other,
Yeah, it definitely context matters.
I'm gonna be real. I'll say this, like, context does matter, but I will say this, like, me personally, I don't ever tell anyone
to go
kill yourself, even as a joke or whatever, because nowadays it's so bad.
It really is.
Especially statistically for men, like it's really fucking bad.
Yeah.
So me personally, I just don't do that, period, because it's just really bad now, and for all you know, I wouldn't even want that on my conscience, But so overall, like it just. I don't think you should do that, period. But there are a lot of people that just say that just for comical roasting purposes, or they're just like they're just saying it to say it. They're not actually
First
wanting
Amendment.
to do it,
Like you can say shit, right? Like you have amendments to protect that right, at least, right? So it's like, how are you going to get punished? Even though it's fucked up, none of us here would do that, obviously. But it's like, that's a weird, like, how do you get around that, like, legally?
It's a contentious thing. Like, there's you actually be surprised. Do some homework on it, but like, there's actually a lot of court cases where it goes that way or it goes the way you're advocating for. Be like, it really just depends on the jury and the who's the prosecution. But what people would advocate and argue against what you're saying is sure, freedom of speech, but doesn't mean there's freedom of consequence. Because people will argue that words do have power and yada yada whatever.
Well, I can't go to court and tell a judge to kill himself, but I will get held liable for that. Like I can't. Freedom of speech has constraints, right? It's not completely like
inciting violence and all that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's some shit you can't. I understand it completely. Like we said earlier, if they're younger, if they're mentally not there, that should have some like context and situation. But in general, I don't think if I said on the street, like, hey, dude, like, yada, yada, I don't think a police officer should be like responsible for like taking me to jail. You know what I mean? Like, that's
exactly.
A little weird.
I feel you.
I think like a good example of where a guy shouldn't be held liable would be, let's say he has a friend, hypothetically, he has a friend, and he doesn't know his friend is literally struggling with actual mental health, like problems, and like he has a literal like crisis, and he says go kill yourself, but he's joking, right? He's like fucking joking around.
Yeah.
And then his friend actually fucking does it, and let's say he goes to court, and let's say there's a recording. If he doesn't know, and he can prove he doesn't know, and you know the tone that he uses is very joke-like, then a judge would most likely not fucking put him in prison. He's like, all right, you didn't know, you're joking.
And not only that, he's probably gonna be very emotional about it. He's gonna be distraught.
He'll show remorse.
He'll
show remorse. Exactly. So in that case, you shouldn't hold a guy, fucking making a joke accountable for that.
But if it's a piece of shit person that, whatever the the context is or whatever, regardless of the reasons, but let's say it's just a piece of fucking shit person, right? And they just made that fucking person's life miserable to the point where they'd rather just not fucking be here because they're dealing with constant discrimination or bullying or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a whole other case. Because at that point you can
there's like malice
on that,
exactly. Yeah, there'd be malicious intent at that point. Like you're bullying this kid, you tormented
it's like
him.
Psychological and mental manipulation, basically.
Exactly.
Is what it really is. Where you cause someone to be so distraught from whether it fits your words or whatever your experiences, whatever you're doing, to where eventually there's a domino effect, and therefore you were actually the cause, and that wouldn't have happened if you didn't do XYZ things. That's kind of the logic they try to.
No, I got you.
Exactly. I think when it comes to actual speech, it does become very ambiguous in certain cases, especially in the eyes of the law, with there being freedom of speech.
It's sad where we're at though, Jay. Though it is sad because I'm gonna be real with you. Freedom of speech is just not a fucking thing. You can't say shit, bro. You're either getting canceled or
it's definitely societally.
Next thing you know, it's so bad to the point. To the point where nobody can fucking. Like, you can't even just have disagreements. You can't have a rational, reasonable arguments. You can't, have fucking comical, conversations even, with certain things. Like, everything is taken so serious or so out of fucking proportion or whatever. It's really fucking bad, and to where, if anything, everyone is hyper focused on consequences and whatever you name it, and they're misconstruing things to where people. Good fucking people, remind you, are having their careers or lives or everything or whatever just destroyed over fucking meaningless fucking words.
Yeah, essentially,
it is getting very bad though.
Yeah, societally, there hasn't been freedom of speech. Societally, I'd say in probably since the early 2000s. That's where at that point in time, you could still say basically if you're joking and shit, no one gives a fuck. But once
literally,
once the internet started to be introduced on a more grand scale, and the typical American was able to get a fucking PC. That's when freedom of speech.
And text is worse. Text is even worse, because God forbid you write a text, a tweet, whatever. You can't hear the person's tone. You can't, really have the full sometimes it could just be very vague or ambiguous or whatever, to where you just see the text and it may seem really bad, but it's actually not when you reveal it's really bad now to where you actually have to be very fucking careful what you're taking, because people can easily try to misconstrue it or paint a whole other narrative that it's not.
Exactly. This is the reality we live in. We're at a point where speech is so hyper focused on that if you say the wrong thing, it could destroy you. Maybe not legally, maybe you won't be imprisoned, but it'll destroy your life from career wise. Socially, it could destroy you basically in every other way besides
legally now. It's crazy.
Yeah, even legally in some cases. So we're at a point where it's hyper focused on for many reasons, because people want to gain clout off that one tweet, because they want to be known as extremely morally righteous, in the eyes of social media, but because of X, Y, or Z. It's just it's as common as ever today, obviously. It's extremely common.
I'll say this, shout out to the platforms that are trying, though, because there are certain platforms that are trying to help out there, exactly. There's
our certain platform, bro.
Yeah,
they need to chill out on racist.
Yeah,
shit,
the racist shit.
Oh,
like,
that's where
they're exploiting
where
that shit.
It's like with the blatant exploiting or obvious wrongdoings. That obviously shouldn't be allowed. But that's what I'm saying. Like the world is so fucking retarded. Like it's like you can't ever win. Like it's like you have certain platforms that will like try to help out with freedom of speech or whatever, to where like it's reasonable, you name it. But then they'll allow all these racist shit and all this nasty shit, and it's like, bro, like come on, like that shouldn't be allowed. Like
come on,
but then you have these fucking. I'm not gonna list the names of platforms to avoid problems, but then you have certain platforms that are fucking. God forbid you say fucking certain words, you're fucking cooked. Or you're painted as like it's just so bad. Let's say there's something contentious, and God forbid you're giving, very logical arguments or statistics, but because you on this certain stance, now let's label you as whatever this or that, or try to cancel you, or it's just fucking, you can't win, bro. It's
what's going on? What's going on, Kedrick? What's going on, bro? Minato without Kurama is weaker than Edo Tensei Tobirama? No. With KCM, he is far above Tobirama. No, he's not. What's going on, Kedrick? What was I going to say? I forgot. I lost my fucking train of thought. Oh, yeah, Elon Musk. Elon Musk. No, you're good. Elon Musk is what I consider a pretty fair judge. I think he knows what the shit that's happening, but to him is, if I want there to be freedom of speech, this is just a byproduct of that. Like, he knows that people are fucking spamming the N-word and all kinds of like weird, nasty shit. But I think he's so neutral and so fair that he's just allowing it. And I think he knows that society will take care of it. Like, even if they're not banned, there's gonna be people on there like talking shit, like you're a fucking racist piece of shit and all that. So I think he knows that, but it is pretty rampant though. I do see it like fucking everywhere, people spamming that shit. But yeah, it's I guess it's, to me, in my opinion, it's hard to have perfection, or it's impossible rather to have a perfect world. But Elon Musk is trying to, like, even if it's ugly and messy, he is trying to implement like freedom of speech, at least on that platform, which I respect him for. But yeah, unfortunately, we do get like fucking racist ass people on that shit though. But yeah, have you guys seen the allegations surrounding Alex Pereira? Damn, bro, I don't know if you guys have heard about that, but those allegations, I'll say this. The person that made them is an OF thought with no evidence, who, instead of going to the proper authorities, went to TikTok to try and perhaps have a viral TikTok trying to expose him with no evidence, just her word, trying to expose him as a rapist. I don't think it's true. Either way, innocent until proven guilty, regardless of whether you think it's true or not. He's still innocent in my eyes. I think, in my opinion, I mean, we don't know whether it's one way or the other. I think she's just a hoe trying to get attention, honestly. I think she's just some hoe trying to get attention that Alex Pereira hit, and she's using this as an excuse to try and gain some fame, honestly. That's what I think. And I don't think the allegations are true. So then don't ban them and have 3 pedos exposed within the last 3 months. Yeah, bro, the pedo exposing has been wild this year, man. It really has. Let me check if Batman and Shinobi are still here, because I don't hear them. I think they're on mute.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good. I was just checking if you guys are still there. But they're asking if what were your thoughts on the Alex Pereira allegations, bro?
I haven't heard anything actually.
So there's this OF thought on TikTok that basically was trying to accuse Alex Pereira of fucking raping her or some shit. And I think it's bullshit. Like, she has no evidence. It was nothing. It was just her word. Some OF thought trying to say Alex Pereira.
Then my thoughts are simple. I mean, if there's no evidence, I'm not gonna like believe anything, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Unfortunately, there might be some like legitimacy towards her like allegations, but like it's just such a common thing we hear nowadays. It's like the boy who cried wolf. It's like, okay, yeah, get it, heard it. If it's true, that's fucked up. But like, I gotta see something. You know
and her story is weird because she says that they were fucking and they were gonna do anal, and he literally said, "Help me put it in," and she helped him. And then after the fact, somehow it turned into him raping her. I'm like, bitch, you put it in for him. What are you talking about? Like,
what
how are you
fucking fuck? Okay, yeah.
That sounds like her story wasn't even good. It was like a bullshit ass fucking like this horseshit story. Like it doesn't follow how it turns from sex because you like him to some weird shit of him fucking raping you. Like
yeah, she for the
bitch?
streets, bro.
Definitely for the streets.
That's all I can say.
I think she just
Definitely
wanted
for the
clout
streets,
for
bro.
OF. Honestly, that's what I think it is. But $5 from Kedrick. Appreciate it. Do you think Eminem would be canceled if he came out now? Oh, absolutely. He would absolutely be canceled if he was like barely coming out. Like if he were just blowing up now, he never would have made it because the shit that he used to say, bro, about different minorities, all kinds of shit, like him talking shit about Ellen DeGeneres being lesbian, bro. Like, bro, he would have been canceled ASAP.
I will say though, he has a lot of like he has some like kind of sus rhymes, but they're made for humor, obviously. But,
yeah,
you know
humor.
what I mean. But
yeah,
it's like, yeah, it would just be so oxymoronic for that to happen now when he's like 50-something years old. It's like, what the fuck?
He's grandfathered in. You can't cancel him now. If he would have dropped that today, he probably would be. Like if we didn't know who he was, people would be trying to fucking take him out, like for sure. To me, my opinion, I'm not saying I agree with, obviously he's being humoristic. He's not being serious, but I think Eminem in the past was the rawest, like best Eminem. Early 2000s Eminem, even if it was a little vulgar, I thought that was peak performance, all-time great. One of the greatest rappers of all time, Eminem. Like that shit was fucking fire. Like the Slim Shady's LP, the Marshall Mathers LP, that was peak music in my opinion. It was fucking
100%, dude.
Yeah, that's the best Eminem we'll probably ever get, to be honest. So,
like artistry is it's just like unfiltered expression. You know what I mean? Like everyone has like a unique energy, vibe, backstory, etc. Right? And so it's like for them to express that in such a raw iteration, it's something that developed a story. And like that demographic in Michigan, Detroit, all that shit. You know what I mean? It was like very unique and like charismatic for that time. That's why it held so well. You know what I mean? Exactly. And combined with Dr. Dre and all that, I mean, it just set the way, bro, for sure.
It really did. He set the tone, and like just the way he would express himself in his music back then, it was just you could feel the raw, even like anger, perhaps because of his past, like whether it was father, his mother, his wife, like his ex-wife, you could feel that in his music. It was his fucking peak. Like you could feel the raw emotion in his music back then, even if it was vulgar, whatever. He was being metaphorical in a lot of those, like kind of just expressing his feelings, and he did it so well, like all-time great. Well, so it really was like his peak form for sure back in the day when he dropped those
still
albums.
To this day, dude. Like today, another like Detroit rapper like bro. Like no one's like called out their city, did that. You know what I'm saying? Like he has, bro. Like not still to this day, bro. One of a kind. For sure.
Yeah, literally one of a one of a kind, one of one for sure. What if Drake and Kendrick met face to face? Kendrick is a small man. First of all, they both have security, so it'd be that. But let's say theoretically they're just on the street and they're by themselves. Drake would beat the shit out of Kendrick, unless Kendrick's like packing heat.
You think so?
Or some shit. Yeah, Drake's a lot bigger, physically, probably a lot stronger.
No, but I mean, like, you think they would like instantly just go for like just trying to beat each other up?
I don't think they would I don't think they'd blitz each other or anything, but they'd probably look at each other, probably run their mouths a little bit. And then probably want to scrap for sure. But in real life, they would never get close to each other because they'd have fucking security everywhere. Both of them would have security.
Literally, dude.
And yeah, they probably their security would scrap probably, but I don't think they'd even get close because both those guys look like they're always in like huge groups with like security and shit, especially in public. So. They would never come into contact. They'd have to like set up a fight, which I don't think Kendrick would ever want. So. Yeah, that they would definitely Drake if they actually were to get able to get hands on each other, Drake would beat the shit out of him, bro. He's a small man. I mean, he's not a big person.
No, not really. He's pretty skinny. Yeah, I mean, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, folks, any questions at all? Let me see what you guys have been saying. War Kakashi and Guy versus 5 Kage Summit. I think the Raikage would still be a problem for Kakashi and Guy, honestly. I think unless Guy go 8 gates. Yeah, no, especially if he amps the Raikage speed, that's too much.
Yeah, I mean, you can argue they would be relative to KCM, like not relative, but like in a similar ballpark, I would say in the war. Like, 6th gate in the manga, 7th gate in the anime for Guy, and then Kakashi obviously with like his stamina reserves. But like the Raikage got that, bruh, and then with the Inoki, durability, AP. I mean, it's just gonna be hard to handle, man.
Yeah. Plus the
Kakashi
others.
does have like the precognition though, thankfully with the Sharingan. I just think it's too much for him to really like.
What's the match?
Yeah, literally.
It's Kakashi and Guy minus AFK versus the 5 Kage Summit.
War Kakashi and Guy versus the 5 Kage Summit.
Okay. Yeah, like, see, the problem, like, fucking, like, at that point in time, because it kind of gets into discussion whether if you think Guy and Kakashi are, like, Sonic tier at that point. That's obviously very, very important. Because Inoki and even including Garawan, like all of them, like they're blatantly like at least, you know, either Sonic level as well or relative. You know what I mean? They're at least there.
Yeah.
What they call it. And then Danzo, we know like him as well, you name it. So like if you think they're at least within that ballpark, then they could obviously have a fight, and it just boils down to intelligence and, you know, abilities, right? But if you don't think they're within that scaling and you still think they're like low Kage level, right? You know, and not mid Kage level, whatever, then that's where they probably get, you know, fucking slammed, you know, like that's just kind of what you're working with, at least when it comes to like their stats and whatever. Now, I will say this, Kakashi's Kamui, that is the only threat to them though. Like if he does
that'd be the best win con.
Like that, he could definitely be able to snipe some motherfuckers. Like, I don't want to hear like he's killing Inoki, he's killing, because that shit's just fucking fast. Like he was able to keep up with KCM 2 Naruto, KCM 1 Naruto with his Kamui. And fucking you name it, he was able to outspeed Obito when they were using Kamui. So like his Kamui speed is fucking crack though.
Yeah, he definitely sniped like fodder ass main shit for sure. But
yeah.
I just like him for Raikage. If he saw the Mangekyo pop out, he's going to be going V2 instantly, like he did with Sasuke, and go blitz mode. He's like, hell no.
You see that the problem with the Raikage, he's not going to kill the Raikage, because the moment he does the thing and he tries to Kamui, he'll just literally do what a Minato did to Obito's Kamui and just teleport out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Raikage, he's safe. So like I'm gonna be real with you. If it starts like in the same chronological order, I'm just gonna be honest. They lose right there and then to Raikage. But but let's say if it's like not in the same order and they fight like against Mei, she gets killed.
Instantly.
What's it called? Like you could even argue they don't even need fucking Kamui for Mei. But either way, she gets killed. If Inoki's there, I'll say this. I do think Kakashi would need Kamui to beat him. That's
he's a little bitch in the air.
Would need Kamui, like Inoki
he's fast too.
He's so fast with flying, dude. He's so fucking fast.
He's like Datara's.
So that's the problem. And then as for like Danzo's winning because of all his hacks. Like that's just not even fair. You know, and other than that, like fucking, like what's who else was fucking there? Oh yeah, Gara. Like Gara's a little bit tricky though, because he's gonna have to basically spam Kamui like several times, to where like he can get through like sand.
Yeah,
and then hit Gara's like fucking face or some shit. So he'll have to like do a quick succession, which I would have to go back to his feats in the work. I don't know if he can do a rapid fire Kamui though.
No, he can't Kamui big shit. I know. Like, he Kamui Yuki. He's fucking huge, so he could do that, but
he did.
He did. Yeah, so that's pretty impressive.
So so if he could do that, then he could just Kamui Gara like as a whole, and then he's just gone. And there you go.
I don't think Gara's scaling is that impressive, even in the war.
Yeah, he was like roster level,
it's like Sonic. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, so it's
Sonic,
like,
bro.
Yeah,
I think Russian guy is stronger than that in the war. Like they went up against the Tail Beasts, who were like at least able to land some blows on Naruto.
You are right. Yeah, like fucking Gara's like he's not like fucking like insanely cracked. Like he's not on like that type of level. Like if anything, you could even just say like Guy with the gates and along with Kakashi's like Raikiri, that'll be just enough to do a Gara, and he's fucked. Like from a distance, his sand is really fast because it can at least block a Mataratsu. But if, like close range and shit like that, like he's getting cooked. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
So like, and then we do know like he was obviously comparable to Datara, but again, Datara's not Sonic level. You know what I mean?
And his hands can't even catch Datara, dude.
Yeah, exactly. It's really not that fast
the whole time.
I do agree with that. Yeah, like there's War Gar is not.
Shikaku.
And like I was over here
literally
arguing under. I was over here like talking under the sense as if Gaara did have like the same scaling as Sonic or whatever. If you were putting then again Kakashi would need the fucking Kama because of the sand, you know. But you know, like if we're talking actual scaling, then I would agree. So.
Yeah, $2 from Kedrick. Can you scale the legendary Sonic together? So there's actually a databook statement that says they get like a team up amp. They're like 3 times stronger. I mean, when they work together, which makes sense because you have a lot of chemistry. So all together, they could theoretically take out a pretty competent Shinobi, perhaps like someone in the Akatsuki. Maybe all 3 together.
Hanzo, though.
Yeah, they couldn't be Hanzo when they were younger. Maybe I would say if all 3 were prime and they were able to go into the like Sonic Plus modes, they might be able to take out someone like Sasori. Maybe.
Yeah, I would agree. I
maybe.
It's still a maybe, but I would actually, if they're already in their prime forms,
it's already tough.
It's tough.
He kind of him, bro.
He's a dog,
Just
man.
saying.
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna be honest. Like, see, this is the problem though. Sasori could probably still be above, but Orochimaru's hacks though. He can't be put down like he can't be put down by poison, and he can't be put down by physical blunt force, which that's all Sasori has.
Yeah.
So like Orochimaru will still be alive with that 8-headed fucking serpent. You need to
be like the cockroach. Yeah, it'll be hard to kill.
Yeah,
like, he'll poison the other 2.
Like, he'll probably take out Sanada. Because let's be real, she would need prep time.
Yeah, without prep, she getting poisoned.
He's not gonna have that. Yeah, so Sanada is done. Like Sanada is more than likely done for the count. Jiraiya, it's debatable whether if you think he can get tagged by Sasori in Sage Mode or not with Mom and Paul, but either way, let's just say he takes out Jiraiya and Sanada. Okay, cool, but he can't take out Orochimaru. He just gets outlasted and he loses. You know, so that's kind of like the problem that I see. But you know.
I feel like the only way to take out Orochimaru was to like force him to still like to constantly do his like substitution or like snake shed substitution jutsu, which consumes chakra, I guess, to a point. So it becomes like a battle.
Yeah, he had to concede against the Four Tails, like because of that. But see, that's the problem. Like that Orochimaru, I don't think he could do the 8-headed. Yeah, he was sick. I don't think he could do the 8-headed serpent, because I'm pretty sure he would have done that against Four Tails.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure
he Sasuke in a worse condition, right? Yeah. So he hypothetically could have.
I think with Sasuke, he was reborn from the curse mark. He was brought back to life.
Yeah, I would say.
He was at his
I would say this. Yeah, it probably would be a battle of attrition with Orochimaru. He might just outlast Orochimaru and let him die from like exhaustion or some shit. It'll be like the best way because it's gonna be hard to kill him. It's not gonna be easy to take his life.
He just regenerates over and over.
Yeah. Like I think he'd have to outlast him maybe and just keep throwing puppets at him until like he's fucking exhausted. And just dies.
Actually, no. I just remember. Yeah, Shinobi, no, you are right because when he was brought back by the curse mark in the war arc, he still didn't have his arms. He had to do like the fucking the Reaper Death shit in order to get his arms back. Yeah, so he should be able to still do the 8-headed. But I will say this: I think at that point in time, because his body was starting to like crumble, it was falling apart at that point in time. I think that's why he couldn't. At that
he's pretty exhausted at that point.
But let's say he's like revived from the curse mark, like brought back to life. At that point, he's very well enough to where he can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's in a more of a prime state at that point. That's all.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Healthy Itachi versus healthy DMS Obito. Obito would be too fast, dude. Probably.
Yeah.
DMS.
Bro.
That's insane. Yeah. He was already Minato's like near Minato's speed as a teen with one of them. Imagine full fucking prime DMS Obito. Nah.
You would have Susano as well.
Yeah, and he'd have Susano with fucking. He'd be too fast.
And he already has Zetsuso, so he technically has infinite Susano. While
Itachi's my guy, but he's not beating DMS Obito now.
No.
The Pain probably wouldn't either. I think he'd be like definitively the strongest in the Akatsuki.
Nobody's beating DMS Obito except for Madara and Hashirama.
Yeah, you'd have to be like peak of the verse. Yeah. Would you rather face a full team of Akatsuki members with only minimal support, or confront a tailed beast alone with no allies and limited resources? Well, you mean as a human?
Beast, right?
Yeah, as a human, we're fucked either way. But at least the tail beast is like a tail beast is like feral. They're not that intelligent, so you can like run away and shit. But yeah, the Akatsuki would just take you out. They're like methodical and like very meticulous.
Dude, like the tail beast, they have like what? The tail. Okay, it is fucking scary. Like if I had a tail beast fall coming at me, bro, I'm fucking freaking out.
Yeah,
right? No matter
it's like
what.
a Godzilla.
Like, they don't have, they don't have as much of a variety of like shit to throw at you as a Akatsuki.
Yeah,
like bro, you won't even be able to move because the way Naruto works, when you have so much power and chakra, it literally like fucking fear hacks you basically. Like any normal like. You're literally like there's so much. It's kind of like Bleach. There's so much pressure.
It is like Bleach. Absolutely.
You can't fucking move. Like it would be the same for humans because it happens to ninja fucking that have fucking chakra as well. Like whenever there's an opponent that's just so much more stronger than you, you can't move. You know,
breathe.
You know, so like and even Kaguya as well. So like imagine being a human. And you see a fucking tail beast with that much power, we wouldn't be able to move. We're just dead.
Bro. Yeah, we're fucked. Either way, we'd be fucked immediately. But I mean, I guess the tail beast is like the better one. But
silly, dude.
Yeah, like there's no fucking way. We get blitzed
Bro,
like fucking.
And then like you see like Kakashi and Guy, even Naruto, where like the tail beasts are just moving, and just from them moving and the destruction, like they're over here like getting fucking fucked up and shit, and struggling and whatnot. Like I think one of them like I think was it Naruto that broke a bone when that happened? I think it was Naruto. Well, yeah, he broke a bone or something when they were all like rampaging with fucking Obito and shit. You know?
Yeah.
So like crazy, the tail beasts are really fucking powerful, dude. They're really strong. Like you need like a summoning or some crazy hacks or like some crazy jutsu to combat against them.
Yeah. Either AP hacks. Yeah, it's the only way to like combat those things.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But yeah, folks, any questions at all, feel free. Let me see if I missed any up here. Let's see. Could characters summon animals while inside the Kamui dimension? Oh, someone done it. Oh, appreciate the $5, Kedrick. 100 humans versus silverback gorilla. And if the gorilla loses, how many humans would it take with him? 100 humans? That's a lot of fucking humans. Like without weapons?
Yeah, that would still not be enough for
I don't. Here's the thing, like you'd have to like if the gorilla's coming at you. Maybe the best chance that humans would have would be like honestly, you'd have to use some as bait, and the others would have to like strategize. All right, we have no weapons. We're gonna have to like we're gonna have to like gouge his eyes out or something. I don't know how the fuck we're supposed to.
I'm gonna be real. That gorilla is fucking ramming through, and he's just
breaking necks.
I'm sorry, that's just not happening. Like I don't like maybe if it was like fucking 500 or 1,000 humans, then maybe because it could get like tired or some shit or whatever. But 100, that's not enough.
I don't know. We might have a chance, bro. Like
the best
if we have weapons, I'd probably say so.
Yeah, the best like scenario would be to exhaust it and keep throwing like 5 at a time until it's fucking tired. Then you just stomp it out, like it's on the ground. You stomp its head out or some shit. That would be the best bet.
Nah, dude.
But you have to strategize.
So fragile though, bro. I feel like that man's just gonna effortlessly be crushing skulls and shit, bro. Like,
I think it would at least it would at least kill at least a solid 20, at least before it gets like exhausted. Yeah, it would kill at least 20. If you strategize, you'd have to like exhaust it and then stomp it out, like stomp its head out or something. It's the only way you'd have a chance, honestly. Besides that, if it's full capabilities, I don't know how you'd even hurt it. It'd be too like
exactly.
We wouldn't be able to do anything. Like every punch or anything we throw, it would do nothing.
Nothing.
Anything he does, grab, biting, it's an instant 1 KO. Like. And it's barely of him even having to exert himself because again we're so fucking fragile.
Exactly.
Like our bodies are not durable at all.
No, definitely. Gorillas fight each other all the time and shit, so they're used to getting hit.
They're so unpredictable.
I'm gonna be real with you. 100.
Like, you can't strategize for that.
That's what I'm saying. Like even if there's 100 people, we won't be able to hurt it. I don't like. You could argue maybe it could get tired, but I don't know. Like for I don't know. Like that's I just don't think 100 would be enough. Like I think he would low diff that basically. Either no diff or low diff. I think there's one of the two.
The only chance is if it gets tired. It's the only chance you'd have.
Yeah, that's the only way if it gets tired,
Yeah. You can't even choke it out or nothing, dude. Nah. It's just too
so big.
Bro, like bro, this can fucking crack like the whatever that glass is that that's people stand on the opposite side.
Oh yeah.
They can hit that shit and crack it.
They need like fucking maxi glass or some shit.
And shit.
Yeah, that shit is like can tank bullets and missiles, and they can fucking crack that shit, bro. Like,
they're way stronger than human beings are. They're just so.
You do not want to fuck with that.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like I'll stand on business, bro. I'll bet money that if there was 100 humans, they all dying. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it'd be
90 of those humans are running away, bro. They is not charging.
Oh fuck no. Hell no. Most humans.
And I'll say this: if I was even forced to do that, I'd be the last motherfucker, bro.
Fuck no, dude. I'm like,
I'll be like, is it tired yet, guys?
Yeah, no. It's like you can't pay me because I'll be dead anyway. It's like fuck the money, fuck that shit, man. I'm not going there.
Yeah, if anything, I'll try to befriend that motherfucker. I'll be like, hey, I got a banana. Here you go. You know?
Yeah, bro. Hell no. Like. Terrain would matter, I guess. If they're like in a flat land, yeah, they're fucked. They have no weapons, no nothing. They're just gonna get stampeded by the fucking gorilla. Like I don't know what else the fuck you could do.
Like the best thing we could do, but then again, the gorilla would need to be tired. Otherwise, it's kind of impossible. But is to gouge its fucking eyes out to where it can't see anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it would know what's happening. Weapons,
though.
Yeah, you have to like rocks. And if you get close,
you'd have to use your fingers.
And he would bite the fuck out of you if you try to get near its face.
Yeah, he'd bite your fucking hand off or split you in half, bro. Like,
literally.
Or fucking crush your skull instantly. Like,
without weapons, humans are pretty like fodder compared to like gorillas and shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it was like maybe 500 or 1,000, then I think it'd probably get tired. Then I'd
eventually,
I'd
get tired. Yeah,
but 100, I don't know. I think it can deal with 100 people.
Yeah, silverback versus grizzly bear. I think we went over this. I think the grizzly bears are naturally larger. Yeah, the bear would probably win. I think they're probably stronger because they're used to fighting each other, so they're like their durability is relative to being able to withstand that kind of AP and shit. So yeah, grizzly bear most likely beat a silverback. Those things are fucking huge, man.
And the only way the gorilla can beat a bear is if it's able to grab it a certain way and twist like the kind of like what a human would do to a dog. Yeah, but that's like very, very unlikely.
And they're so strong. Have to be lucky. Yeah. Like those grizzly bears are so large and strong that if a gorilla was smart, like it had like our ability to deduce, maybe it could do some like jiu-jitsu type shit. Like jiu-jitsu, fucking guillotine or some shit, but
guillotine,
on a fucking grizzly bear.
So funny, bro.
Yeah, but they're not that intelligent, so a grizzly bear would just maul its ass. Like they'd both go at it.
That's another problem. Bears have fucking 20 claws, while gorillas only have fingers.
They penetrate their fucking skin.
And they got Wolverine claws, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They always say that one clawing can kill a grown man. I probably believe that, to be honest. From a fucking bear.
Oh yeah.
Bear. Yeah, bro, those things are deadly. They slash your neck, it's wraps, bro. You're losing your life. But yeah, those things are they're huge. I think they're taller. They weigh more. Their bite force is like at least relative. They have claws. Like, bro, they have a ton of fat, so it's hard to hurt them. Even if you shoot those things, they don't give a fuck. You need like a high caliber gun to actually.
Exactly.
Yeah, like while the gorilla, if it gets shot, it's getting put down. It's getting put. While the grizzlies, they can take that shit.
They have so much fat, like because of the they hibernate. They have so much fat stored around their body that you need like a fucking shotgun to fucking take them out.
But like I've done a little bit of homework, but like from what I saw back then, like maybe things could have changed. But what I saw back then is it says the higher probabilities a grizzly would win basically 9 out of 10 times more. Always, it's possible for the gorilla to win if the circumstance is favorable or if the initial charge was like very beneficial. But it's very, very unlikely for them to win the majority of encounters. So.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take a polar bear over most animals. The polar bear is the largest species of bear. They're even bigger than the grizzly bear.
Those motherfuckers,
yeah, they're fucking gigantic. They're like 1,000 pounds or some shit.
And they're very aggressive. Very aggressive. Fucking aggressive.
The way they are, because of what the environment they're in.
Starving out there, bro.
Yeah, it's
exactly,
like very desolate. Man. They're extremely aggressive. They go after their prey like fucking nothing, man. They're
the problem too, though, is because of the global warming and everything, and you name it. They've been forced to like go to other like territories that they're normally not supposed to go to. They've actually breeded with grizzly bears to where there's grizzly polars, basically. It's like a fusion of both.
Fucking hybrids out there, dude.
They have the fucking size and the fucking aggression.
Yeah, they have like the fucking fusion. Polar bears are actually really smart.
They're called something.
What polar bears do when they're on like a block of ice is they spread themselves apart to like distribute their weight evenly. They're really smart, actually.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, they know if I stand on this, I'm sinking. I'm dying. I better fucking spread myself.
I'll say this: like if you drop in like a puddle and there's a grizzly, there's a potential chance it won't kill you. But if you drop in water next to a polar bear, you're dead.
You're losing your life. Yeah, you're losing your life, bro. Like it's over.
Or a killer whale, dude.
Oh hell no. Grollar bear. Yeah, that's probably what they call it, like grollar bear or fucking. What else do they call it? Fucking polar bear, like grizzly bear. I don't know, some shit like that.
Yeah, look that up. That's cool though.
Since we're talking about fights right now, though, there is something I saw that was actually interesting, and at first I was like, okay, maybe you could probably advocate for either or whatever, but I might have to do some homework on this because it's kind of a really cool topic, and they're both goats. But then when I did like further like investigating, I felt like it became very clear to me at least who would take the battle. And then there was like some dipshit in my Discord that was talking like hella shit and swearing up and down he would win, whatever, blah blah. But it was Hugh Jackman's Wolverine MCU versus Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. What's it called? Yeah, and I thought it was very interesting, but I was still leaning towards with Toby though, because I feel like with his Spidey sense, he's more faster. He's gonna be able to hit more harder because his strength feats are just blatantly in favor. Yeah, like I'm sorry, like when you see what everything he's able to do, like I don't want to fucking bro. There's that one scene with Doc Ock, bro, where he grabbed like one of the fucking pillars with his webbing. He fucking threw that shit so
launched
hard. He launched it, and it barely missed Doc Ock. But if it hit him in his head, he would have got decapitated.
He would have died. He would have died for sure.
But overall, and him stopping the train, like if you compared their strength feats, he takes it all day, every day, and that's him holding back. Remind you, not even being bloodlusted. You know,
honestly.
So
that fight. The only problem for Spider-Man would be the durability, but he could just drown him, throw him in the fucking water, he could strangle him with his webs.
And he can't that's another problem. The webs, sure, Wolverine can cut any webs that he's fast enough to do, kind of like Neji to the Spider-Man guy.
Yeah.
But what the fuck does he do when he eventually gets hit by a web around a certain area, and then he just starts spamming that over and over and over? Guess what? Just like what we see in the comics, he's subdued and he can't fucking move now.
Exactly.
So
all he has to do,
overall,
all he has to do is disable his arms, and he can't cut because he can't move at that point. Then he's fucked, and then he could just beat. He can beat him to death. Just beat the shit out of him until drown him.
Wolverine can get knocked out as well. He's been knocked out plenty of times as well. In the Deadpool movie, he got knocked out. He gets knocked out in his Fox movies. So if you have enough AP, he can get knocked out as well.
Yeah, if you're able to stop a fucking speeding train with a full speeding train in New York City in the subway, his AP, if he lands a clean shot, not holding back, he probably would knock out Wolverine.
Here's a drastic difference. Wolverine was in one of his solo movies, he was on a train, a similar train, right? He was fighting this thug or some shit. He had to use his claws in order to not fly off the fucking train. You know what I mean? And splat like a blood. He literally had to stab into the train just to hang on to his fucking life, basically. While Toby is just fighting on that shit casually.
It's like nothing.
And it's perfectly fine. It's nothing. You know?
His physical
and then he stops it on top of it. You know?
Yeah, his physical prowess is just too much for Wolverine. Obviously,
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, obviously, he has to be careful of the claws because it hurt, but it wouldn't be a problem. Way faster.
I'll say this: if Wolverine, if he hits him with his claws, he's fucked. He's absolutely fucked.
He'll bleed out easily bleed out. But he's so fast. He hits so hard. Spidey sense, and Wolverine has no long range attacks. Up close, he's way slower. He's not gonna.
He could do a range that's another problem. He could literally do a range battle. Here's another problem. Wolverine has to physically exert himself, and he can get tired. It takes a while, but he can get tired just like any other fucking person. He has stamina as well. Toby can literally just sit from a distance and just web infinitely because he doesn't have web shooters. He has infinite webbing.
Just imagine him.
Spam web.
Yeah, imagine him like fucking webbing through New York and just picking fucking Wolverine up with his web and throwing him in the fucking ocean. It's like, all right, buddy, fuck you. He just throws him in the water and he drowns. It'd be that easy, to be honest.
Like in the comics, Iron Man, he used a magnetic repulsive weapon and literally just like slammed and tossed him into the ocean.
Yeah, with prep time, it would be pretty easy to be Wolverine for Spider-Man, especially with prep time. He's way more intelligent.
Oh yeah, if it's even prep, that's worse. But like, if they just even have like a random encounter, like I don't see Wolverine being able to tag him. Like, like this is no way with the Spidey sense, with how fast he is, with his webbing. Like, and then the blatant physical, like, AP difference, like, where he'll be able to toss around, like, it's not, wouldn't be hard at all.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. Like, don't get me wrong. Hugh Jackman is goated, but he's not Spider-Man strength level or Tom Holland strength level.
No,
like,
hell no. He'd get ragdolled by Spider-Man. He'd get ragdolled pretty badly.
Even Deadpool would get ragdolled. He's fragile as well, you know?
Yeah, he is. Bro.
Like the durability is great, but if anything, you could just drown him. You could do all kinds of shit. It wouldn't be hard at all for him to do any of that. It'd be really easy, actually. It's
like Sabretooth, like what the fuck is that motherfucker's name is? Like the Sabretooth dude or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they're over here like fighting each other all the fucking time. Like, and he literally knocks Wolverine out with a fucking tree.
Literally,
like, he just gets a tree, picks it up, and swings at him, and bam, he's knocked out. Like,
exactly.
So like, it's like if you have superhuman strength, that's all you really need. And as long as you can be a better fighter, you can deal with Wolverine. But you're gonna need the AP because not everybody could do it either. Because Wolverine is very durable because of adamantium. You know,
like to actually kill him, like pure AP, it is hard. Like to actually kill him, but
Spider-Man can't kill him because he regenerates.
Yeah, so, Spider-Man hits so fucking hard, he would just knock him out. Like fucking.
Now, the only thing Wolverine has over Toby is regeneration. His regeneration feats are fucking insane.
Crazy. You can't. Yeah, you need.
Like the man was being like reality warped, and he was regenerating the reality warp. The guy was then dealing with like some weird ass. Spoiler alert for Deadpool and Wolverine if you guys haven't seen it. So just like you could just mute me really quick. It's really quick to say, but this man was literally regenerating multiversal fucking AP. Like he's ridiculous with his regeneration.
That's a crazy feat in MCU, to be honest.
So overall, like so that he has all day, every day. Like no matter what damage like Toby does, he will heal. But if he can knock him out or drown him or just subdue him and incapacitate him with webbing, he wins no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. So, he's just he's superior physically in enough aspects to make it pretty easy.
Yeah, there was a fucking dingling on my server that was like swearing up and down, "Oh, Wolverine, no, he wins," and oh, like, "Oh, you're just like," he's like, "You suck, you can't scale MCU," and then he said like, he's like, "Oh, Deadpool, Wolverine, they're the invincible duo, they can never lose." I'm like, "Bitch, shut the fuck up."
What the fuck? Yeah, he would never be. Toby would probably
so many times in the movie. What are you talking about? Like
Toby would probably never let him get close to him. He wouldn't even get close to like take a shot, let alone beat him. But yeah, it's kind of
and he wanted to debate me on that shit, and I'm like, bro, like for one, I don't even really want to debate because the movie's not even fucking out yet. It's still in theaters, so like, to even contest any evidence or whatever, that's literally fucking impossible. Like, you know, like how the fuck? Because he's using a scaling from the Deadpool movie, so it's like that's retarded to fucking debate when it's in fucking theaters. So like, one, no, we're not debating. Two, we can discuss certain things, and I can go over the reasons why it's very favorable for fucking Toby, but like he's just a fucking retard. It's like a random ass dude that
debated on Deadpool.
That's not even that's not really debatable. It's pretty obvious who'd win that one, but I mean, like,
exactly. But I told his bitch ass, like, once the movie's out and it's on DVD, then by all means we could debate it. This way I actually have access. So if you try to be a sophist or do some weird shit, because I'm pretty sure that's probably what you'll try to do, I can at least contest and know what I'm fucking dealing with, you know? But overall, if you just analyze it as a whole, like with all his movies and Toby's movies, and even with the Deadpool, from what I remember, it's blatantly clear. Strength-wise, speed-wise, like, Wolverine is basically a peak superhuman individual.
Yeah,
but he's like, there's like tiers to it though. You have like tier 1, and you have like tier 2, then tier 3, whatever. Like basically Wolverine, he's not tier 1, but he's like the tier 2, and then Spider-Man's like the tier 3, and then like Hulk and motherfuckers be like tier 4, and then you have even above that, right?
Yeah,
you know,
like
so
fucking,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So like it's just tiers to this shit basically, and that it's just blatantly clear. Like, I'm sorry, but that fucking Wolverine, like he's struggling to fucking normal human time people in the Deadpool movie. He struggles to all these other humans in all his solo movies, like just normal humans. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know what to fucking tell you. Like, for the most part, he's shitting on all of them, whatever. But he's clearly like, they're clearly relative to him. You know what I mean? Like he's like on that level. While Spider-Man, he's beyond human level. Like he could just deal with that easily. He has to fight against like super enhanced villains or fucking cracked out fucking Green Goblin super soldier serum type shit, you know?
Yeah, literally. So, I don't know. Toby's kind of durable. He took a bomb to the face. Oh, he's durable, but he's obviously not as durable as fucking Wolverine.
Yeah, not for the claws, though. Yeah, because if he gets hit by that, like me and Jay will concede on that all day, every day. He's not. Yeah, he's not living from that. So
that'll definitely penetrate.
He will have to avoid those claws. Yeah.
Yeah, literally. But, even in close quarters, I don't think Wolverine could hit him. Yeah, it'd be like that one scene in Spider-Man 1 when fucking Flash is trying to hit him. Well, maybe not that bad because he is peak human, but still, he'd be like, "What the fuck?" Like getting out of the way and shit. He's like, "What is this?"
Like, bro, that's literally his shit. Like his whole shtick is to avoid getting hit.
And he would be talking shit like he always is. Like, "Come on, Logan, you really think you're gonna hit me?" Like he'd be like Deadpool.
Literally. Yeah. Like, bro, it's gonna happen. But when we see Tom Spider-Man with Huge, it will happen. It's only a matter of time. But when we see those two together, I guarantee they might have like a little clash, and he's not gonna be able to land a blow on fucking Tom.
No.
Like,
no. He's gonna be like he's gonna have some kind of line.
He might be relative in a certain regard, but he won't be able to land a fucking blow on him. You know,
like, he's gonna tie his ass up with the fucking webs. He's probably have some kind of line. He's like, "Hey, I'm old,"
or he'll stun him like what he did to the Winter Soldier when the Winter Soldier pumped that full fucking force with the metal arm. You know what I mean? With the vibranium arm, and he caught that shit effortlessly. Like,
that was young. That was a young Tom Holland. Yeah, he'd probably say some shit like, "Hey, Logan, I might be old. I'm not that old though, bro. You're not gonna take me out. I'm sorry." Well, that's some shit he's gonna say to him.
Bro, that's a perfect example. I totally forgot about that. Mind you, vibranium is very similar to adamantium. They just work slightly different, but like their whole AP and durability wise is very similar. The fact that Tom Holland, holding back, remind you, can just catch a vibranium arm like fucking nothing.
Yeah,
I don't know what to fucking tell you, bro.
That was sick. That was like a young, like immature Spider-Man too. That wasn't like.
And we've seen Toby's son Tom bloodlusted.
Tom. Yeah, literally. He's pretty cracked. And that's old man Toby. It's not even peak like Toby.
Yeah, not even prime.
Yeah, for real. Right.
That's fucking crazy. What if Toby fought Cap in Civil War? Honestly, first of all, Toby's a lot more intelligent than Tom. Tom was immature. He's a teenager. He might beat Cap. He might actually beat Cap in a fight.
He would definitely beat his ass, and the reason why is because if you actually analyze Tom against Captain America, Tom immediately overpowered Cap like right away, and actually could have beat him right there and there. But Tom is an idiot. He's a fucking kid.
He's like fanboying and shit. Yeah, he was fanboying.
Basically, what he did is like he overpowered Cap and then started talking shit instead of just immediately knocking him out.
Yeah.
And then Cap was like, "Okay, this guy's really strong." He then strategizes, uses his fighting skills and experience, and then overcomes the.
He outsmarted him. Yeah,
he outsmarted him.
He like dropped that heavy ass like crate on his ass and like kind of like just left him there.
While with Toby's not like that. He's not an idiot. He like when like we've seen him in his movies. That motherfucker will throw hands and try to put you down.
Especially like when he wants to take you out, he'll take you out. Like if he wouldn't even talk, he'd be like, "I'm not here to talk, but I'm here to take you out."
No, like Toby's about business. Like, I'm sorry, watch Spider-Man 2. That man has hands, bro.
He's a beast.
He's always on game, bro.
Yeah, he's a beast, bro. Like Cap would.
It'd be just like the comics where Cap was talking shit to Peter, and then Peter literally grabs his shield and just slams him into a wall and immediately no-diffs him and says, "I always hold back, Cap. Stop fucking with me. You know, leave me alone."
Literally. Toby's a different breed. Nah, Cap's not beating him in a fight. Like, nah. No. Imagine that was the case.
He could probably land a couple blows, maybe because of his experience. You know what I mean? Maybe he can land some blows, but he's not beating him in a fight.
Hell no. Nah. Toby would be like, "All right, you're not bad. You'll just take him out, bro."
He's literally. And what does he do when his shield's webbed up?
Fuck no, yeah, he would take that shit right away. He wouldn't even play that shit. He's like, you ain't shit without this, buddy. Hell no.
Bro, I'm gonna be real with you. You guys sleep on Toby. Like it's one thing for Andrew for a conversation or Tom because they have a handicap. They have web shooters. So if they lose that, they're kind of
what's it
called? So but Toby, he don't have a web handicap. He has infinite webbing, the most insane fucking strength feats. Very fucking fast as well, and he also can fight. He's ridiculous.
His hands are elite, bro. I mean, the Green Goblin, fucking Doc Ock, literally basically fighting 4 arms at once, fight with hands, and then fucking Venom and Sandman. I mean, the guy's a dog, man.
Insane strength, reminds you.
Literally, dude, he's a dog. I mean, the guy's a monster. What's crazy is Spider-Man just casually blocked an attack from Thanos' Hulk level henchman, and Toby's above him. Above Tom, so Toby may even be on Hulk's level. I mean, he might be able to handle base, not too angry Hulk, but obviously once Hulk gets mad,
but Hulk would clearly be obviously stronger than them both. Like he's just him
way,
and Thor. That's the next level tier of fucking.
That's that's like a way above peak human. That's like fucking. Like you start reaching
exactly.
power.
That's why Wolverine lost. Like when they actually fought in the comics and even in the animated movie, sure, Wolverine was relative enough to dodge here and there and fucking claw him up or whatever. But the moment Hulk landed his blows, immediately was subdued. Like he was fucking launched across the forest, fucking body being all fucked up. Like he got immediately fucking dealt with once Hulk landed the blows. And then he was just knocked out. And
he was in the animated movie Hulk versus, I think he was sending fucking Wolverine flying fucking miles with one strike. He sent his ass flying across the forest and shit. I was like, dude.
So and that's what I'm saying. And so Wolverine, he would at least be relative to Spider-Man for the most part. And now I know we're talking about Toby here. So Toby, you could still say he's relative, but Toby's still way beyond him in strength and speed and shit.
Yeah.
So again, if you have all of that, but overall, when it comes to Hulk, Hulk would still hit way harder than them.
It's fucking hard.
The only reason why Spider-Man wouldn't get killed immediately is because he's really fucking fast. And
he's agile. Yeah. Well, the crazy part about that movie is Hulk got he got so angry that fucking Wolverine's claws weren't even penetrating him anymore. He's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He was useless. He's like, oh fuck no. And
it was such a good movie, bro. A perfect demonstration of what happens if Wolverine and Hulk fought.
And then the Thor part when he fights Thor in Asgard, that was amazing because he kept getting stronger and stronger. And Thor almost fucking died. He's like, dude, I'm a god, and this guy's beating my ass. Yeah, he's he's fucking beating the shit out of me, and then that's a godlike power. I mean, he was about to take out.
It was that one bitch that was in love with Thor. She was like, Loki, don't kill
him.
No.
It's crazy that he almost slayed a godlike realm by himself. He came in, beat the fuck out of Thor.
He literally did that. He pulled up to Thor's whole fucking place. Slammed the army, Thor, Loki, all the motherfuckers, and then tried to go kill Odin while he's sleeping.
Fuck, dude. He almost took out the entire realm by himself. I was like, is this dude fucking... Literally. Is he above planetary? What's happening here? He was fucking soloing everybody, dude.
At the end of the day, that's just Hulk, though. Comics-wise, and
he's a
obviously
monster.
Animated... Because animation always follows the comics, so for the most part. But that's just Hulk. If you take Hulk from the comics, he is no fucking joke. I'm sorry, but the MCU, that's bitch Hulk.
That's
Hulk
a bitch. Yeah,
Hulk does not lose to Thor. That never fucking happened. He always beats Thor.
If that Hulk was in Endgame and Infinity War, Thanos would have got slayed, bro. He would have beat the fuck out of Thanos, bro. There would be no Endgame.
Yeah, Thanos literally has quotes verbatim that he literally actively avoids the Hulk because he knows he's a fucking problem and it's a risk even fighting him at all. That's why he either needs the Infinity Gauntlet or whatever. He can't just straight up brawl the fucking Hulk because he knows he's gonna lose.
He's a fucking monster. That's why I was disappointed.
Hulk is no joke.
I get it. You don't want to make him I think it's Heart of the Monster Hulk is the strongest in the comics. If they would, that's too much. I get it. You don't want to put that in the MCU because then Thanos is fodder to him. But
or even Warbreaker Hulk,
Warbreaker Hulk,
crazy.
God.
He's a god at that point. You need.
We're not even talking about that. We're just talking about base Savage Hulk. Like they can't even do that right.
At least give him make him a savage. Don't make him a complete pussy like they did it in Endgame, bro. Like, come on, bro. You made him a bitch,
bro. Like, I'm sorry. I'll say it to this day. I'll stand on business. Like with Thanos, he should have gave him more of a fight. It should not have ended like that. That was crazy.
It should have been it should have been a real scrap. It should have been a real scrap.
Where was the healing regeneration? Where was they took everything away from Hulk that movie?
I hated that, dude.
Bro, we had, mind you, this is part of the MCU timeline. They're not separate canon events. They're all the same Hulk. Yeah. The only thing that changed was the actor. The Incredible Hulk movie, which is how Hulk is supposed to be.
He was a dog in that one. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a dog in that movie. He fights against the Abomination. He has healing. When he gets angry, he starts getting bigger and stronger and more durable. That's fucking Hulk, right?
That was
and then like that was how Hulk is actually supposed to be. Then we get Avengers, and they were doing that. They were still doing that. Like, Hulk was still doing what we saw in the Incredible Hulk. But after Avengers, then they started backtracking.
Yeah, like nerfed
no more anger amps. No more healing regeneration, and then like when he fights against Thanos, he gets immediately fucking knocked out and something.
They made him a bitch.
That doesn't happen to Hulk. Like,
nah. I'm like, bro, this isn't even Hulk. This is like the bitch Gray Hulk or some shit. I'm like, what's happening? What? Like, you might as well made him Gray Hulk. He's a bitch. Like, bro, come on.
Like, bro, if it was that easy to beat Hulk and just fighting skill and knock him out. Bro, Iron Fist would be able to beat him. Daredevil, Cap,
Daredevil, you know what I mean? Tobey Maguire, like all of them, bro.
But guess what? Fighting skill and all that shit does not fucking matter. Why? Because he gets more stronger the more angry he gets, and he's very durable, and he has healing regeneration like Wolverine and Deadpool.
Literally. Bro, he's like, you can't beat him. When it's the real Hulk, you can't beat him. Harry from Tobey movies is underrated too. He was boxing with Bully Maguire. Dude, that scene, I know you're talking about, right? The scene where fucking Tobey shows up, he's like, you took my girl, bro. What the fuck? He's like, she didn't want you. And they started scrapping.
And that was pretty lit. That was symbiote.
That was impressive. That was impressive because he was boxing with him until he's a dog. Until Bully Maguire took over. He's like, I'm the guy, bro. You ain't gonna fuck with me. You're not gonna fuck with me.
I'll say this: it's objectively clear. Harry is way stronger than his father. I don't want to.
Facts, bro. He was scrapping with Black Spider-Man, bro.
Black. Yeah. Like, come on, bro.
And that he definitely got amped. Like he was ripping shit out of the cement and shit when he was Black Spider-Man. Yeah, he's a dog, bro. He's a fucking dog. He was amped. He was holding back.
Relative. Yeah, the fact that he was relative is just insane.
Like even his character changed. Like he wasn't really holding back. I mean, he wasn't like killing people, but he wasn't holding back as much either. He was like, all right, I'm gonna let loose a little bit. Like when he fought Sandman, he was letting go. He was like, fuck this dude.
He was bloodlusted. He did the same energy he did to Green Goblin when Green Goblin threatened his girl.
Yeah, and he fucking took Sandman out. Like, bro, Sandman couldn't do shit. Like, bro.
Without the symbiote suit, he made the Green Goblin beg and cry for mercy.
Yeah, he was crying. He was just crying. Yeah, bro. And Tom bloodlusted.
Harry's built different.
Yeah, Harry's a dog. Like he's definitely a dog. It just shows the difference between Toby and Tom. Like Toby made Green Goblin beg for his life. Tom got bitched, and then at the end of the movie, he was still laughing in Tom's face. He's like, "You're not gonna do shit." Like Toby had to get in his way to stop him from killing him. Like, bro, that's the difference. Like. Toby is built different, bro. I'm telling you, he's the peak Spider-Man.
When Tom was bloodlusted, he was like, he was going. They were going at it or whatever. Now I will say this: Tom being bloodlusted, he was like you could say like he is slightly over the Green Goblin, but
he was.
But at the same time, you could also argue the Green Goblin was more of like an entertainment test, and he was really wanting him to break the moral code of not killing.
Yeah.
Because it's like you said, Jay, he was laughing.
He was laughing at
getting
him.
Like beaten up.
Yeah.
He was laughing. Like he still like it was while Toby made him beg for his life.
He was was literally crying and shit. Yeah.
Literally. The fact that like a bloodlusted Tom. Like trying to put the fear in God in him and to kill him, whatever, and he just laughs still. I think that still shows blatantly and clearly the strength discrepancy between
like the two. Toby was like the greatest. Yeah, Toby was like Green Goblin's greatest foe. Like he knows that. Yeah. But Tom, it was like he was kind of playing with him. Like even when he was like relative. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Toby even had to intervene. He's like, bro, it's not worth it, bro. Like just let it go. I fought this guy. Just let it go, bro.
Literally.
So overall, and that's what you're working. And mind you, like the Toby that was that fought the Green Goblin, like when he was holding back, like it wasn't enough, and Green Goblin was sunning him because of it. But when he stopped holding back, he fucking oh my god, like he
beat the fuck out of him. He started like denting his fucking mask. He was like beating the shit out of him, denting in his mask. He's like, stop. Yeah, bro.
And the mental fortitude, like that's also a very big difference between the two, because the Green Goblin in the hotel scene, he also threatened his loved ones.
Yeah.
And Tom still was still holding back whatever. While with Toby, he then got really serious.
Yeah, he got bloodlusted.
So that's another thing too. Like Tom is very soft in compare. It would take a very traumatic event for him to actually get serious. While Toby, he'll get serious on the fly if he needs to.
Like he already saved his girl, and then Spider-Man 1, but he's like, "Hey, bro, you fucked with my girl. I'm gonna take you out." And that's what happened. He almost killed him, but then he started begging, and he's like, "Hey, man."
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like you guys don't understand, but like the matchups, they sound really cool and badass. But at the end of the day, like at least Toby wise, right? I'm not speaking about Tom and Andrew. That's a whole other thing. But Toby, he's way above people like Cap and Wolverine and Deadpool and shit.
He's a beast, man. Like, he really is a beast. Like people don't realize it. Most cracked version of Comic Hulk versus the most cracked version of Doctor Doom. I think the most cracked version of Doctor Doom is like multiversal, so probably.
Yeah, it was Beyonder. He stole the Beyonder's powers and he became like omnipotent, basically.
That's fucking crazy.
So yeah, like that. Yeah, that obviously Doom would win. Now if it's the omnipotent Hulk, which would be the one below all Hulk, which is literally the god of Marvel.
Yeah, he's a monster.
What's it called? Then Hulk would win. If it's peak to peak forms, because that's literally the one above all.
Yeah, there's a one. Yeah, like I think I was reading a comic or listening to one by Comic Explain. He's like, dude, Hulk in this form is so strong that he can hurt the Living Tribunal, who's like God's right hand. Like that's how strong he is. So yeah, he'd beat Doctor Doom if it's that version. Yeah, he'd even beat that one because he could. That guy controls Marvel. I mean, he's like fucking God, basically.
And we found out. We found a spoiler alert, but so if you guys don't want to hear a spoiler about Hulk and you're trying to read all the comics or whatever, but just mute it real quick. But the Hulk's power, his source, like his power source, comes from Marvel's God. That's where his power comes from, the one above all.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy how strong it is, though. Yeah, literally. It's like an infinite fucking tank that never runs out.
And then crazy. When the one above all went rogue and went like fucking Obito mode for reasons or whatever, he made Hulk turn sinister and evil and basically just unleashed all of Hulk's power and was unstoppable. Like nobody could fuck with him at that point.
Nah, man.
So like it's obviously the one above all would be above, Beyonder, an alien, omnipotent alien or whatever,
Yeah, exactly. So, what are some disingenuous takes in Naruto debates? The fucking Kakuzu beats Pain. That's obviously one.
Tobirama.
I think some people genuinely believe that, but most people I don't think do. Like Tobirama above Jubito. I think most people don't believe it. That's another one. Hebi Sasuke over fucking KCM Naruto. Some people probably believe that. Right, like some people probably believe that, but I think most just want to be the contrarian or be the devil's advocate. I think that's what it is.
Edo Kage above Pain.
That's Edo Kage above Pain. Nah, that's not the case either. Right there. Yeah, like, those are some of the most like popularized hot takes.
Maybe Sasuke above Stage 1 Naruto. Like that's a fucking
that one. Yeah, exactly. Andrew wasn't a bitch either. Andrew is just as far as appeal, he's like the weakest of the three Spider-Man.
Yeah,
right? That's the thing.
And Andrew is goated. When you actually do analyze him, he actually is pretty fucking goated. Because especially in comparison to Tom of how he started, like you got to give credit at the end of the day to Andrew and Toby because they had no support. They just did it on the fly, right?
Yeah.
So like that I will give respect. I do agree with you to a certain extent. Andrew was that guy because he was fighting his villains on his own.
Solo.
And doing what he had.
Props. Absolutely.
You gotta give him props.
The only reason why people give him so much shit is because he folded with Gwen.
Yeah, he fumbled. Literally.
Because he also had the best love story. Like out of all of them, compared to Zendaya, to the Mary Jane act or whatever. Like I'm sorry, but the Gwen, their romance shit was way better than fucking Toby and Tom shit. So that was also really good too. But overall, but that's why people give Andrew a lot of shit is because of Gwen dying.
Yeah,
which it's understandable and it's reasonable, especially if you're comparing to like Tom, because like nothing's happened to Zendaya or whatever.
Or Toby,
or Toby. So so it is understandable. But what people don't realize is they try to go towards the comics, because in the comics Spider-Man's first love interest was Gwen Stacy, and she gets killed by the Green Goblin. That does happen. So our comic Spider-Man, he loses Gwen, and that's how he ends up meeting Mary Jane, and that's why he has like that. Yeah, that's why he has like that endless conflict of having relationship issues with her, because he's always dealing with the fact of not telling her that he's Spider-Man. Like, it takes a very, very long time for him to tell her, hey, I'm Spider-Man. That's why they have all these relationship issues. Eventually he does tell her, but the reason why he never told her is because what happened to Gwen. Like, that's actually what happens with Spider-Man, you know?
Yeah, it's like guilt. Yeah,
so that's why they went that route. They were trying to go more along the actual like origin comic storytelling, and whatever, and I fuck with it. I was cool whatever with it, whatever. But yeah, again, like just certain approaches they had with Andrew, that's why it kind of looked bad, and so people always dogged him or whatever, and whatnot. You know, but if we're analyzing overall, in my opinion, I would say Tom looked the worst beginning wise, though.
Yeah, definitely beginning wise. Yeah,
but beginning wise, he would be the worst, because I'm sorry, he was trash in the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. He definitely had the shakiest like beginning. Like Tom, and even in the verses, like the universes they were in, Tom and Andrew were alone. There was no Avengers. There wasn't shit around there. They had to like do it on their own.
Bro, like I'm sorry, in the Homecoming movie, bro, of how bad he got bitched by Vulture, and then him crying on like under that cement and shit. You know, like just all of it. Like he looked really, really bad. You know, like so.
Poor guy.
So that I will say now, but the reason why he's still better overall is because the fucking Avenger drip. The Iron drip. Spider suit he gets, like just everything, like all of that shit that he's like even around or remotely like to deal with. That it's, I'm sorry, but like, you know, that's just peak shit.
Yeah,
and it's kind of unfair though, because Tom has all those advantages and benefits of like having the Avengers and this and that or whatever resources and help, while Toby and Andrew didn't have anything.
They didn't have shit.
But here's the difference. But here's where it gets really bad for Andrew. Toby didn't have all that yet. He was still that guy, right?
He was a winner.
Fucking peak.
Yeah, literally.
While Andrew, he still looked pretty bad. You know what I mean? Like, that's the problem.
Literally.
So that's why Andrew just gets dogged the most, is because Tom, he's put in a really great light because of all his connections and everything, right?
Yeah, he does have an advantage.
Like his growth and experience,
and
all that. That's why he looks good. And Toby, he's just fucking Toby.
He's just built different. I mean? So, he's built different. The man can't do wrong. Yeah, literally. Let's see, where were we? Could characters summon animals inside the comic dimension, and as such, reverse summon themselves out of there? I mean, we never saw that tested, so I'm not sure. I don't see why not. But that would be a flaw in the comedy.
We know Flying Raijin can do it.
Yeah, Flying Raijin. Yeah, Boruto can definitely get in and get out.
To say summoning jutsu, I don't know.
So I feel like if one can use the Flying Raijin jutsu within the Kamui dimension, I think that at least allows us to say that you can at least like enact some sort of a jutsu inside as well. Now, for reverse summoning, it's not a space-time continuum ninjutsu like Flying Raijin, so I think the latter part of that question wouldn't go to fruition, but I think it is plausible to say you could do a jutsu.
Like we do know you can do jutsu in the Kamui dimension.
Oh yeah, for sure. Kakashi, yeah, that seems unlikely. The reverse summoning. Yeah, I'd probably say no, but
very, very unlikely. I don't think.
Tuning exam Sasuke versus Fifth Gate Lee, with the magazine statement that Sasuke is the strongest opponent Gaara has ever fought, taken as gospel. That was one of the most debated like tuning exam like matchups for sure. It's really loaded because there's a lot of factors that have to be figured out, like the speed difference. I think that Fifth Gate Lee is faster than Sasuke when he's not using Chidori. With Chidori, you can make like a physics argument that he might be faster because of how he penetrated, a thicker, higher defensive defense when he penetrated.
While Lee couldn't do it.
Yeah, while Lee couldn't even do that to regular sand. But I think toe to toe, Lee is faster than Sasuke. Toe to toe. Maybe he could perceive him with this Sharingan, but I don't know. I don't think he can keep up with Lee physically if he's not using Chidori.
He wouldn't be able to perceive the gates, because we do see Kakashi have to use like his 3-tomo Sharingan and things like that. Like what's it called? And then like
and like we know Sasuke could see Lee weighted with 2 Tomo.
Yeah.
But as like when it comes to gates, that's we just don't. Unfortunately, we don't have enough feats with 2 Tomo.
That's a good. That's actually a good debate. Yeah, because you could argue both. But that's a really good matchup. Sasuke versus 5Gate Lee. I think Andrew might be the smartest. Oh, Andrew Garfield. You can make the argument, but I mean, Tom did the same thing, making his own web shooters too. He did do that as well. At a younger age, you could probably argue as well.
Tom was the youngest out of all the Spider-Man.
Yeah, so that's pretty impressive.
Because he started being Spider-Man during either his freshman year or before
he was young.
his freshman, which would be middle school.
Yeah, he's really young.
I forgot which one it was, but either way, it was either 9th or 8th grade when he started.
Yeah.
And that's very young. While Andrew was already junior.
Yeah,
when he
older.
started being Spider-Man. Yeah, and then and Tom, he was already a senior when he started.
Yeah, he graduated. I think he graduated in Spider-Man 1. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He graduated high school.
Toby, he graduated in Spider-Man 1. Yeah.
So he was old. They were both older than Tom for sure.
Yeah.
Now, as far as their intelligence, it's kind of like
they're still young. Let's be real.
They're still
like
young.
What, 18, 17 at that point? But
you know. And then you kind of see the depiction of Toby's intelligence in Spider-Man 2 when he's like, I mean, he is failing because he's so busy being Spider-Man in college, but he's like a prodigy there. You know, he's like answering every question and fucking like even Dr. Connors knows like, dude, you're gifted. Even Doc Ock knew like, dude, you're really gifted, but you're lazy.
Very smart.
That's what they tell him because they don't know he's Spider-Man, so they know he's like a fucking prodigy. So like, you're lazy, but you're gifted. Doc Ock knew it. Dr. Connors knew it, and then of course. Andrew was very intelligent as well. He was like working, like he's very intelligent as well, being who he is, making web shooters.
Jay, the intelligence difference was objectively even shown because what's it called in Tom's movie in No Way Home or whatever? He tried to cure Green Goblin and it didn't work. They stabbed him in the neck with the antidote and it didn't work. But then when Toby gets into the verse, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll work on him. I always wanted to cure him." He makes the antidote and it works. It actually
literally
works.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. He's very
Toby actually made an antidote and it worked, while Tom his failed. Now you could always be like, "Oh well," to be fair, Toby knew, because of his experience, whatever. But that's not really the case because he died when he met him. He didn't have any time to study him, to cure him, because he just immediately died when they fought.
Yeah, exactly.
So Toby is smarter because he could actually make a cure. You know what I mean? Like, while Tom failed, and Tom had a fucking Iron Man fucking contingency fucking inventor machine.
He was
using Tony Stark's technology to cure them all.
Yeah, to be fair, he did have Tony Stark's brilliance helping him. Yeah, exactly. Toby didn't have that.
Toby's blatantly smarter. It's just.
I think a really cool interaction would have. I mean, we'll never see it unless we see it. I mean, probably won't because I think obviously. Robert Downey Jr. is Doctor Doom. It would have been cool to see Iron Man meet Toby Spider-Man, but I mean, we'll never see that now. The interaction. It'll be cool to see. Well, the rumor is that Hugh Jackman and Toby are gonna reprise their roles for Avengers: Secret Wars. I hope that's true because it's gonna be dope to see them like interact. But
bro, and oh my god, if they're together, bro, that'd be fucking.
That'll be so sick. I hope they have like a fight where Toby's talking
nostalgia,
shit.
Bro, the OG nostalgia would go crazy, bro. All the people in their 30s and 40s and 20s
are losing their shit, man. Like if they have a fight, like they don't know each other, that'll be so sick. Toby's gonna be like, bro, you can't touch me, bro. Like, come on.
Literally the whole time.
He's gonna be like flying around him and shit. You can't even touch him. Let's see. Hello, what's going on, ANH3? Andrew's suit in Amazing Spider-Man 2 was gas, but even though the movie was ass. Oh, facts, bro. His suits were fire. Like in the Amazing Spider-Man suits, they're flames. Yeah, definitely. I always thought it was cringe that Clyde challenged Destiny to a debate in the middle of his Seth exposed video, especially when he said Discord debates were cringe. Really? I didn't know that. Yeah, Destiny's let's see, let me look up what you guys are saying. It's weird that Clyde is friends with Nick Fuentes. Really? I didn't even know that. Nick Fuentes is but yeah, folks, any questions at all?
Yeah, there was a YouTube video I saw recently, and it was the title was "If the Leaf Ninja Didn't Go Rogue," basically, and basically what it meant is if basically none of them died, like so, like Itachi was still there, Minato, the Sonic, Sakuma Hatake, Kakashi's dad. Basically, if they were all there, and I'm gonna be real with you, the Leaf would be undefeated.
Oh yeah, they'd be like
a powerhouse, man.
Bro. They'd be an unstoppable. Like they could take over the whole world if they wanted to at that point.
Like, bro, like if they got all those legends, bro, Shisui, Itachi, Minato, Fugaku, like the Sonic, Sakubo, like what do you do?
Imagine in Konoha at the same time in their primes, we'd have like Minato in his prime alive. Itachi reaching his prime alive, Shisui in his prime alive, Obito in his prime. God damn, bro, you're not beating that.
Obito would be there as well. Like, I sent the YouTube link. You could watch it in your own time, but just look at the thumbnail. Like, bro, like what do you do against that?
Yeah, bro. Oh, I just saw it. Oh yeah, bro. There's no nation on Earth that would stand a chance, bro. Yeah, there'd be no nation. Like the cloud wouldn't do shit. You know, the stone, nothing. There's no one out there.
Obito looks fire there too. You see how he has like the headband covering his eye?
Yeah. And Fugaku? God, dude, that's not fair.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not fair, bro.
Like Shisui and Minato had run on site orders, bro.
Yeah, 2 people run on site orders, bro. Hell no. Yeah, no.
And Shisui was hella young too. If he grew up as a
he'd be a dog, man.
Imagine his potential.
Why do you think they killed Itachi and Shisui, bro?
Yeah, they're like, nah. You can't let these guys grow up.
Minato. Why do you think they killed him?
Yeah, bro. They can't let those guys reach their primes. Like,
why do you think they nerfed Obito? Why do you think they killed fucking Kakashi's dad? He was probably that dog too.
Yeah, like 100%. We've seen what the greats in their prime look like Hashirama, Madara, Naruto. I mean, Naruto's way stronger than everybody in Boruto, but still, like him in his prime, Sasuke. Boruto already. Boruto's only a teenager, but yeah, these guys, like, if you allow these prodigies to reach their primes, bro, it's
the
over,
team
man.
combo attacks with Kakashi and Obito though, using their
Holy
combo
shit.
and shit. Oh my god!
They'd have like a short range, long range combos. Bro,
imagine Obito's over here, like Obito grabs someone, combos them, and then Kakashi like goes into the common dimension and Rikers them, like, when they go into it.
That'd be sick, honestly. Yeah, that'd be so sick. Thoughts on the Muslim riots? I think I've heard. UK Muslim riots. Was that like I've read some of it, but I'm not sure exactly why they're happening. But I did read about like there being riots in the UK or some shit. It's definitely a lot of division right now, especially in the United States with obviously the election going on. Kamala Harris picking her VP. Trump picking his. I hope they have a debate.
Dude. That's what I'm saying.
I want them to debate because they both don't want to agree to their terms. So I think Trump didn't want to. I don't know if she wanted him to come on CNN or whatever. He said no, but then he invited her on the Fox platform. She said no. I just wish there was like a neutral site, like someone that's neutral could just be the moderator.
The Octagon, dude.
The Octagon, yeah. Honestly, Joe Rogan should just be a fucking mod, bro. He doesn't give a fuck.
That'd be lit.
Neutral. That'd be so sick.
That'd be awesome.
Honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
We have to see a debate between them. It's only right that Kamala and Trump fight once, bro. Like, come on. Like, please, like, make it happen. They gotta put their prides aside, or at least fight a neutral location to kind of like spar verbally to see who has the better rhetoric, better policies,
competence.
Yeah, competence.
Yeah, because they're both. I mean, Kamala's kind of a doofus for us. That's the same shit all the time.
Literally.
I actually want to see that debate. I think it'd be entertaining.
Literally, it really would be entertaining for sure. Discord debates are still very toxic. Unfortunately, started listening to a theism versus atheism debate, and the debaters started calling each other retarded immediately. I mean, that's the world.
Yeah, I can't stand that shit. That's
bro.
Ridiculous.
That's not even a debate
anymore. Discord for you, bro.
Heath Ledger's Joker versus William Dafoe's Green Goblin performance-wise. I mean, William Dafoe is legendary, but not. Yeah, Heath is still better.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's a goat, but he's not. He's Ledger though. No.
Yeah, that's like historic. I mean, they're both historically great, but Joker or Ledger is like arguably the greatest to ever do it.
Ledger's like hot drama and Madara, bro. While William Dafoe is like a Minato, Itachi, shit like that. You know?
Heath Ledger is
this next. Joker movie is gonna be good though, man.
Joaquin.
Sure.
It definitely seems interesting. Like
it'd be better than the fucking shit show, fucking suicide, fucking.
Oh my god, dude! Jared Leto's trash ass. Yeah, bro. That shit was dog shit.
Oh no, not even that. The game, the fucking killed the Suicide
Squad. Oh my god, bro! That dog shit. Hell no. Yeah, that shit was like the logic behind that was dog shit. Like they had so much potential too, but they made it so ass.
Literally.
I think he's just a good fit because, like, I feel like even like on a public persona, he's kind of a quirky individual.
Yeah,
Joaquin is. You know what I mean? So
like it fits him. Man.
I don't know. I just think it's a good fit. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, definitely a good fit. And with Heath as Joker, he's not only in contention for the greatest, villain portrayal, but just the greatest portrayal ever on the big screen. That's how good he was. Like the greatest to ever fucking grace the screen. Yeah, so
facts. No, absolutely. Like the only thing that annoys me is I don't like how they're separating the verses though, because like they're gonna have to get another fucking Joker for when they start doing the reboot for the DCU. Because they already said that the Joker for Joaquin Phoenix, like that's not separate. Has nothing to do with Robert Pattinson. Like even Robert Pattinson's Batman has nothing to do. Like that's a whole other thing too. Like I don't like how like they're fucking being retarded with that shit. It's like, bro, you can't make some good shit and then say it has nothing to do with the fucking.
I know,
my bro. So like
dumb.
They're gonna have to get for James Gunn's DCU. They're gonna have to get another Joker and another Batman.
Another Batman, like it's fucking disastrous at this point. Like, bro, just use Robert Pattinson at this point. Use Phoenix,
bro.
Like, why they're making it so complicated when they don't fucking have to, bro.
Yeah, like if they get another Batman, we were talking about this when TG. Shout out to TG and Sage when they're here. We were saying like Jensen Ackles or some shit. That'd be lit. Like,
facts.
He's voiced. He's fucking voiced Batman. So
and if they're gonna do Joker, like fuck it, instead of the taking a gamble, because that's what they've always been doing, do William Dafoe, bro.
Oh, that'd be so sick. He would kill that.
I know
shit.
for a fact he would kill that role.
Yeah, the laugh, the fucking look, bro, it'd be perfect. Yeah, that I hope William would be down. Like if they ask him,
like, bro, we're not even billionaire movie directors or nothing, bro. And like we could do this shit if we had the money.
Like any hardcore DC fan could literally just fucking cast these people right now. Like, yeah, bro. Like, come on.
But it's so fucking rocket science for like, let's make the millionth fucking Superman movie. Now let's have the millionth Batman movie because we can't just fucking. Joker as well, and they're just so retarded, bro. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I am hyped for the second Batman movie with Robert Pattinson to come out, but at the same time, I don't really care for it because it's not fucking connected.
Yeah, it's not canon to the DCU. So I'm like, bro, oh my god, dude, another Batman? Like, fuck.
It's like sure, show me some fucking awesome shit, and just for it to be redundant.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh my god, and then Joker with Joaquin.
And then when they give us a main fucking DCU Batman, aka Ben Affleck, the only thing they do right is the fucking fighting. That's it.
Yeah, that's all. They give him like peak fucking.
Everything else
scenes.
is ass. The man's cracking jokes. He's fucking looks like a fat ass fucking Teletubby in a bat suit.
Yeah, like, literally. Fucking, I don't know. They always like screw it up somehow, bro. Like DC, their animated shit is peak as shit, but like their fucking live action, bro. God damn, like I was watching Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths. I watched all three parts. That shit was goated, but like, why can't they do that in the fucking with live action, bro? Like,
they're retarded. They're retarded, but not even the New 52 Justice League movie when Darkseid invaded the Earth for the first time when they all meet each other for the first time. They pull up and
that was so peak.
Even that animated fucking like bro, like they have so many fucking resources and transcripts, and they're just fold.
I don't know what the fuck's going on like at fucking Warner Brothers or whatever fucking company fucking deals with that. Like, what's happening down there, bro? What the fuck is it?
It's kind of sad. I just wish at this point the people that have the rights for Marvel also had rights for DC.
Just buy it.
I know they would probably do good.
Yeah, but hey guys, just fucking buy DC, dude. Fuck it.
Because bro, if they could do Deadpool, which was rated R, whatever you name it, the whole nine, right? They can definitely do DC then. Because they're clearly willing to go to those darker lengths than if needed or more mature or whatever. Because I will be real, DC is way more darker than Marvel for the most part.
Yeah. You got Batman.
So, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, especially with Batman.
Like, I'm sorry, but if Batman movies are not rated R, like you're kind of like, like you could get away with PG-13. But rated R, it's kind of needed for most Batman stories.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, you need it for his dark, like the sort of ambience and environment he's in. It's dark. I mean,
now for Superman, that can be a PG-13.
Yeah,
I mean, because it's
more
Superman,
like light.
You know, so
yeah, like
even Flash, that can be PG-13. You know?
Yeah, PG-13, Flash, like. Yeah, the Batman is a different vibe. You need that fucking vibe.
That's it has to be. Like, I'm sorry, the fact we haven't had a rated R Batman movies is crazy.
Yeah, like if you're fighting Joker, you need a rated R movie, dude. It's that simple.
Oh yeah,
like, it's like that simple.
Or even any of his other fucking crazy ass killers, like fucking Victor Zsasz, Professor Pig, and fucking.
Those guys are fucking like all sadists. All of them.
Yeah, he has all kinds of crazy ass fucking villains. You know, Bane.
Bane is dark. Yeah. Half is like the Rogues Gallery are like all sadistic, like psychopath people. Like,
and that would be another thing. I hope like when the fuck are we gonna get an actual Bane too? You know,
dude, that would be sick if they did that
when
right.
When are we gonna have an actual Venom fucking legit Bane?
That'd be so dope to see that. Like one of Batman's greatest foes. Like actually see him lose. And like when Bane broke his back.
Since they're rebooting the DC right now. You know how they could really fucking kick it off right with that, regardless of whoever the actor for Batman's gonna be, because that's annoying as fuck. But regardless of that, if they followed like the Arkham games kind of to a certain way,
that'd
like
be lit.
if they do like you know how Batman Arkham Origins, how like the boss fights and all that shit was fucking crazy and whatnot, like Deathstroke, Bane and shit. If they can kind of follow similar aspects like that and incorporate like that fighting choreography and everything, and you name it. Bro, that movie's gonna fucking take off. Because if it has an Arkham feel / comic feel, it's gonna be peak.
It's kind of like fucking. I mean, it's not a movie, but The Last of Us made that HBO show, and that shit's pretty fucking good. If they did that some type of shit like with Arkham, the Arkham series with Batman, that'd be peak as fuck.
Bro, I still need to watch that show, man.
Bro. Like, bro, that's another thing too. Like, they could always just make an Arkham series, like a Batman show, whatever, and that would be fucking insane and peak.
That'd be peak.
But regardless if they do it as a show or just to introduce like the main DCU Batman. Like, there's just so many ways they can do it. Either follow the comics or follow the Arkham shit. Follow
so much opportunity. Literally. Right there, like, and don't fuck it up, please. Like, you fucked up enough shit already. Please, just do this shit right. God damn, but
like, bro, where's our Deathstroke movie? Like, bro, we could be having so many fucking movies that'll be fire right now. We just don't. Literally, they're just so behind.
It's like not that hard. Yeah, there has to be some sort of obstacle. It's really not that hard to make peak shit for DC. I don't understand that.
The sad part about it, and the most scariest part is they're so fucking behind.
Bro, they've rebooted it like 1,000 times.
Fucking 50 by the time we.
It's like, dude,
they're in the origin.
Yeah. Bro. It's like we're all gonna be dead by the time they fucking make a good DC movie,
literally, like Marvel, they already did all the building blocks and shit.
Yeah.
Like they started with all the OG shit. They followed the comic material, but then changed it slightly and got creative. You know what I mean? Like they're good. They're set. You know what I mean? And now they can go other routes. And the only contentious or only like problematic areas where they clearly have been struggling to where it's gonna get hard is where they start losing like the OG popular heroes like Iron Man, Cap,
Iron Man,
whatever you name. Because now they gotta really fucking think, oh, what can we do to still make this appealing or work? Because that's another problem when it comes to Marvel and DC. It's always the Avengers that has everyone hooked in. It's the main people. Spider-Man. That's what everyone cares about. Deadpool, Cap, Iron Man. Hulk, you know what I mean? Nobody gives a fuck about some fucking random side fucking hero, whatever.
Like fucking Nova or some shit. Yeah,
literally. So like, that's the problem. Like, so the fact that they can eventually lose their main popular heroes, then it becomes understandable and reasonable to where okay, maybe now they're gonna show whatever. So and I get it, but at the end of the day, like, and that's why Marvel's where they're at. But DC, they can't even do the main people right, the most popular characters.
Yeah, that's like the easiest part. Like, dude, like with Marvel, like once we get to a certain point where all the major iconic heroes have their films and their stories been told, it'll be hard. Like hopefully by then there's some new generation heroes that are popular. Like,
100%.
Like they could probably focus more on like maybe villain stories and shit. Like, I don't know, like, whatever. But other thing, like they're gonna have to be very creative, and it's gonna be difficult, especially without having, the OGs, like Spider-Man, whatever you name it. But with DC, like. See, DC, I feel like DC is actually a lot more easier to do even without the popular people because they actually have a lot of fucking cool side characters as well. They have a lot of really cool villains. Like Deathstroke, he's a fucking awesome character.
Yeah, he's
like,
a dog.
He's fucking cool.
Yeah,
you know, like there's a lot of things they can do with DC, but again, they just have to do it right. Like,
yeah, like
so,
I'd say, like thinking about it in Marvel, I can't even think of any rising new gen comic characters. Like, hopefully, the writers of Marvel make a really lit ass like new gen. Like in DC, there's actually a few that are pretty popular. Like Damian Wayne, Batman's son, is pretty popular.
Batman Beyond,
Batman Beyond, yeah, Terry McGinnis,
and then they have like all like insane, like, and they're all canon as well. But then they have like all the really cool alternate universe stories, like Dark Knight's Return and whatnot.
Yeah,
you
Dark
name
Knight
it, and things
Returns.
like that. So like DC, like comics wise and even animated wise, they've always been ahead of Marvel. If I'm being honest with you, like, you know,
they definitely have more continuities. That are like popular.
They have way more like fucking better side characters and things like whatever. Like, so that's something Marvel's always technically struggled with. And the reason why is because Marvel's always try to focus on like the organization teams as for their main money source, like
Avengers,
the X-Men or Fantastic Four, Avengers, exactly. You know,
you don't really see like there's not very many characters in Marvel that have like that solo story that pops off, unless it's like Wolverine.
DC has so much solo. You know,
unless it's like the select iconic guys like Spider-Man, Wolverine, like those guys, they're that iconic. But in fucking DC, there's a bunch of them. There's Flash,
so versatile.
Batman,
there's
Superman.
so many, like, bro. There's so many cool villains. There's so many cool side characters, and then you got the main heroes, the main villains, and then where they even get more better is with their fucking creative storytelling, like the dark multiverse shit with the Batman Who Laughs. Then you have the Dark Knight's Return. Like, you have all this shit that they do. And Marvel, they can't fuck with that. You know what I mean? So DC, they have the writing advantages, but again, the fucking movie people just can't fucking use the resources.
Yeah, they just can't bring it to life. Like, they could literally make a movie on each person in the Bat family, and that should probably pop off. Like Red Hood,
it would.
Tim Drake, like
fucking a Red Hood movie, bro.
Yeah, Nightwing, like, bro, a Red Hood movie.
Yo, imagine a live action of the fucking Red Hood Batman.
That would be so dope. Holy shit, bro. That
would be crazy. With it basically focusing on the whole morality, conflict. You know,
that would be killer. Like, if they did that, that would probably pop off like on some Dark Knight type success. That would be pretty
like, bro.
Crazy.
They have it. They have the resource, but they don't want to use it.
Like, just Joker alone, they can make like fucking 10 box office hits with all the shit he's done. Like, dude, so much.
All the fucking story. You got the Killing Joke story where Batman laughs in the end. You got Endgame. You got all these crazy Joker stories that they could do, bro.
They could do like when he tortured Tim Drake. They could do Jason Todd. They could do when he shot with the Killing Joke when he shot Barbara. Like, dude, there's so much shit they could do, bro. Like, I don't know what's taking so long.
They got Clayface. They got all of it, bro. Killer Croc. Like,
so much peak shit. Like, honestly, they might have more ammo than Marvel, but they just haven't fired it on any of it. Like,
they don't exploit it. That's the problem. Yeah, they don't exploit it, bro.
God damn. I wish the Russo brothers like were down to like write some DC fucking live action films too. They wrote all the Avengers shit.
Yeah, at this rate, bro, you know.
DC should just hire their asses too. Like, hey, can y'all help us out? Because like, god damn, bro, fucking ass over here, dude. We rebooted like 10 times.
Thank God we have the comics and the animated shit. Thank God. Because if we didn't, bro, oh my God.
like the Caped Crusader, the new Batman on Prime, it's pretty peak. It's pretty good. It's like the vibe is pretty dope.
Is it actually good? I haven't seen it yet. So.
It's #1 on Prime. Like, it surpassed all the other shows.
It makes sense. It's fucking Batman, bro.
I mean, it's Batman. There's definitely some bias, but I watched it. The vibe it's not different, but it's a little different from what we're used to. But I like it though. It's like it's a nice like.
fresh... I'm assuming it's another universe Batman. It's obviously not our main either. So
And I like it's like a fresh breath of air. Like, you fuck with it when you start watching it. It's definitely pretty cool.
Yeah, because our main Batman is the shit that you were talking about before with the Final Crisis movies, I think.
Yeah, Final Crisis. It's kind of reminds me. I think they're trying to go with this vibe. They're trying to go with like old school animated Batman series, like in the '90s with Kevin Conroy. Shout out to him, he's a legend. But it's kind of like copying that vibe, where it's like the iconic OG Batman vibe. I fuck with it though. I think it's pretty dope. But
I fuck with it too. Like, I'm gonna be real, because like I saw the majority of Batman shows. like the don't get me wrong, the OG like classic cartoon one, like because there was so many fucking episodes for that
a fuck ton.
But yeah, there was a shit ton, but like it was good, but like I felt like it was lacking in certain elements though. Like because like it worked, it was fantastic. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a great show, but in comparison to like the other Batman shows, like the more modern ones, I felt like those were just way better because action. Like it just had way better focuses for Batman. If I'm being honest, so
there's like a more of a vibe. I feel like the more modern ones have more of like more aspects to them. The animated one from the 90s, that was more of like it's like an OG. Like I think writing was different back then too. They were going for something different, but it's still good. But yeah, it's definitely different.
Yeah, no, it's still good. Yeah, I would recommend anyone to watch it still. But like, I did like there was this times where I was watching. I'm like, bro, I'm getting bored as fuck right now. Like,
it's like very slow. It's like a slow burn.
Slow. Yeah, slow.
Literally. I still fuck with it, but
the modern, it's like a lot of detective work, action, or major like event, like the Justice League, or like maybe interacting with some other character. So that's why I love the modern because it's more to the comic feel.
Yeah, it is. Like I think back then they tried to hit you more in like the feels and shit, like with like fucking subtle ass like messages, like subtle like subliminal ideology.
Same thing with Spider-Man. It was the same shit with Spider-Man. Like don't get me wrong, the OG Spider-Man shit, it was great, whatever. But then you compare that to the modern, it's way better.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, it's fucking So Crypt Crusaders kind of has that animated Batman vibe. It's like a more modern version, but it's pretty cool though. I definitely fuck with it. Yeah, I think Spider-Man and Batman are the greatest superheroes of all time. Hey, it's fair, man. They're definitely up there for sure.
Probably, absolutely, yeah.
What do you guys think about the Snyder Cut Superman? Oh, you mean like Justice League? It was better than the original one that dropped in theaters, but they still fumbled Darkseid. They showed him like 2 seconds, bro.
They fumbled. Yeah, they fumbled a lot of fucking things. But Darkseid was like the biggest fuck. Like, how do you fold that?
Like, how do you just show him and not have him fight at all? Like, what the fuck, dude? I didn't understand that shit, brother. That's so disappointing. That dog shit ass.
That's like Marvel showing Thanos, as a cliffhanger in Avengers 1, and then him never appearing and fighting.
Literally, bro. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, what the fuck? They look at him and he leaves? What the fuck is that? I don't know, man. That shit was dog shit. There was only a couple of cold moments, like when Batman. It gave me like Dark Knight continuity comic vibes when he told Joker, he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you when this shit's done. Like, he was dead ass telling Joker, like, fuck you. Like, that was like Dark Knight, like fucking continuity vibes. He was like fucking,
and that was great. You know what I mean? Like, and that was fucking fantastic. Like, the only critique I would have is like if you're gonna do a Dark Knight Returns story, then kind of make that like what the comics did, like as a separate universe Batman type event. Like you could do a movie or whatever, that's fine, but make it as a separate, not as the main DC, fucking Batman, because obviously the main Batman never fucking kills, so like it's a whole other Batman. But
that's kind of weird.
But I did fuck with it because it was a different feel in comparison to like the Christian Bale shit and all the other things,
Yeah, like that was kind of cold, but doing it to the main continuity Batman is kind of weird.
And then Jay, they folded that too. They tried to fucking semi copy and paste the Dark Knight Returns story with Batman versus Superman, and they fucking folded.
I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Yeah, they're like
the
really
Martha
messy
shit in the end and whatnot. And like
that was retarded. Like, bro, he's gonna stop killing him.
Doomsday come out of nowhere.
I'm like, he's gonna stop killing Superman because he heard his mom's name. What the fuck, dude? He's not retarded.
Like, if you want to do a Batman versus Superman movie, that's fine. But why don't you kind of stick a little bit more better to the T with the Dark Knight's Return story? At least you don't gotta fully copy and paste, but do a little bit more closer to that, because that was some peak shit.
That was peak. Like, they already knew each other. Clark was like, hey man, I don't want to have to do this, but if you don't listen to the U.S. government, I'm gonna have to come at you. And he's like, all right, I'll be ready. But this retarded shit, like, how do you know that name? I'm like, so there's no one else named Martha? Like, is it the only Martha in the world is your fucking mom?
The Lex Luthor bullshit, the easy manipulation he does, which would never happen to Batman.
No. Batman's too smart for that shit. He's not gonna fucking do that shit. Come on, man.
There's just so many elements with that, bro. That was probably the most, like, I'm sorry, but if you fold one of like the most legendary comic stories out there for Batman and Superman as well, that's just sad.
That's fucking sad, bro. Like, they could have made that shit so peak. It could have been super like peak fucking film, but I don't know what the fuck they're
and
thinking.
Bro, and it's like they have the mentality, right? They have the ideas, they just don't execute it effectively.
Exactly.
That's their fucking problem.
they like fucking like combobulate into some dog shit. Like, dude, you had a good idea, but you made it this dog shit. What is this? Justice League, Batman vs Superman, like, bro, so much potential. You just shit all over it, bro. That's so fucking ass.
Like, bro, I'm sorry, but if you're gonna make a fucking Justice League movie for the first time, I don't give a fuck. We should either be seeing Brainiac, Darkseid, some fucking crazy awesome villain.
Yeah, we saw that one retard with the fucking helmet. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this loser. The fuck, bro?
Fucking Darkseid's henchman.
Yeah, he was fucking ass. Like, bro, fuck this dude. What the hell? Like, I wanted to see some action, bro.
We could have had like the Justice League Crime Syndicate, like the evil version of the Justice League,
Yeah,
you know,
that
as the
would've been
Justice
lit.
League movie. Like, bro, there's so much shit they could do, but they just like, I don't know, bro.
They pick like the most retarded villains too. I'm like, I don't give a shit about this retard, bro. The fuck is this shit? Like,
it's like, oh, great, we get to see Darkseid's son get fucking bullied by the Justice League.
Yeah,
Cool.
literally.
Wow.
Like, what the fuck? Superman: The Honest Truth. Superman's arguably historically one of the most iconic of all time as far as superheroes in fiction. Today, you could argue Batman might have surpassed him. I think in the last 20 years, Superman's been surpassed by Batman. Before that, in like the 60s, 70s, Superman was like the shit. He still is, but I think Batman has surpassed him in popularity and like sales and all that. So
he's more relatable.
Yeah, exactly. More relatable. He's not just some like god-gifted monster. Yeah, more realistic. It's easier to
more
connect to him.
Creativity with it as well because there's a lot of realism, you know.
Yeah, a lot of realism. Because with Superman, he's like the idealistic superhero. Like, yeah, there's something
it's like
noble.
Dragon Ball Z. You know what I mean? It's the same shit, you know. So,
yeah, exactly. Because there's something noble about Superman, obviously being, you know, the man in the shining armor, metaphorically. But with Batman, there's just more struggle with him being human, having his own demons. That's why people connect to him more, especially in today's modern era. With social media and the internet, you know, you see those clips and those TikToks or whatever of Batman you can relate to. Superman is just more of like an idealistic representation of a superhero, and there's something noble about that. But you know, you can't relate as much. You know, he's
not relatable as a man either because he's like he shows a lot of characteristics of feminine. That's like very feminine, simp type energy as well. Like he's very soft. You know what I mean?
He's definitely soft. He's definitely more like much more willing to compromise. Batman, he doesn't like ever. Can't really shake him. You can never shake him. He's more
badass. Yeah, very masculine. Like he's that guy. Don't fuck around.
Yeah, very stoic. He's very stoic. Yeah, like Superman.
Superman, he can have that dog in him, but it's only when like his loved ones are threatened, though.
Yeah,
he does it.
you have to really push him to that. You know, Batman's always has it on. Like
with Doomsday, he had that dog in him that day. Like
that day,
you know what I mean? Like you know, or Injustice, he got that. You know, so Superman has that potential, but it's never like fully like shown in that light because it's always just the other bullshit all the time. You know?
Yeah, because
goody two shoes Superman, smiling, the white horse, you name it. You know,
literally with him being a god on Earth, he has it. I mean, he's had foes that push him like Doomsday, but reality is it's easy. You know, his life's easy. I mean, he's a fucking god walking on Earth, literally.
It's rainbows and sunshine too. Like, bro, everybody's laughing. They're not even worried. Like, there's barely any crime because of him. Like, it's literally the complete opposite of Gotham.
Yeah, literally. So, I mean, he's still one of the most iconic today, just because of his name and the historic value of his literature. But he has been surpassed by. Yeah, how broken he is, but he has been surpassed in popularity now with Batman.
Definitely by Spider-Man and Batman, absolutely.
Yeah, Spider-Man's another one. Modern day really has very relatable. Even though he does have superpowers, he's just, as a man, having to fucking carry
very relatable.
Yeah, his job. He has a shit job. He's living like in a shitty ass little apartment, trying to make ends meet, but also trying to. He has a lot of integrity, but he's a man. Like his life is really relatable, carrying all that weight on his shoulders, but also
it's just so unique, and he's a badass, bro. I'm sorry, but everything just about Spider-Man is just so fucking cool. You know?
Yeah, there's so much weight he has to carry. Him and Batman do have some parallels because he carries a lot of weight.
Multiverse events and shit too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Superman don't have multiverse events. That's another thing. You know?
Exactly. Like he's still iconic, but yeah, there's just less relatable around him.
I just thought of that. Batman and Spider-Man are so popular. Consistency wise, they have the most multiversal events in their comics.
Yeah. I feel like there's more to explore with them because of who they are. Like they're so complex because of their relatability. But
you
Superman
got the
is
Spideyverse, all the Spider-Mans from the universes and shit.
Yeah.
You have the same thing with Batman, you know what I mean, and whatnot. Or Batman's always at the sole center of every fucking final crisis or this and that. And you know, like
like Superman, there's less to explore because he's already fucking cracked. Like, you know, like what else do you really do? Like, how can you explore this guy and, you know, make him more interesting? He's just a fucking cracked ass superhero that always wins. You know, that's basically what he is. I mean, he's still cool, but there's just a different vibe with guys like Superman, with guys like Batman and Spider-Man. So, especially in today's world. So, what if Naruto left the leaf? It depends on when. I mean, if he was a teenager and went rogue, I mean, he would be killed by the Akatsuki because they would just capture him. Yeah, he wouldn't really make it that far. So
Superman would be third place though for popularity though. He has to be.
He's still super popular, extremely popular. Yeah. Well, we got a couple more questions, folks, and then we'll depart. It's been over 3 hours. Lit stream though. Great questions. This one was very comic book heavy. I've been reading a lot of comics lately, watching a lot of like Comic Explain and, you know, Comic Historian. I've been reading a lot of comics, been on that kind of grind. Conan from the games with prep time versus each Akatsuki member. From the games, the one that beats Sasori. I think she still wouldn't be, well, from the games, I think she still wouldn't beat the top 3, at the very least.
Yeah, no, hell no. Fucking no.
Even from the games.
I'm gonna be. I don't even think she beats Kasame either.
Yeah, Kasame is too durable. His scaling is quite high. Yeah, I don't think she'd beat any of them, even with fucking prep. Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, as far as she gets is basically from Katsu hit on Datara and Sasori. She'll wipe all of them at that point, but
yeah, exactly. Like guys like Itachi, you can argue they always are prepared. If someone as intelligent as him, Obito is just too cracked with hacks. Pain, too physically dominant. And so
even if Itachi is not prepared, he still has the resources to even get out of her prep shit because he can also use Izanagi.
Yeah, exactly. You can just use Izanagi anyway. So, scale Toby to the boys. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. His AP is quite large. I mean, quite high. Now, Homelander's AP, he can definitely take out a building.
Interesting there,
It's definitely interesting. His speed is like Mach's.
His flying speed is insane.
Yeah, definitely breaking the sound barrier. Spider-Man's best like speed feats. He's definitely faster than cars and shit, obviously, but breaking the sound barrier. He's
faster than lightning. He's faster than lightning as well.
So that would be an interesting fight. Toby's obviously more experienced than fucking Homelander, but if he gets hit with laser vision, that's gonna fuck him up. That'll hurt him for sure.
It's really interesting. I really thinking about. I do think Homelander's faster than Toby though.
Yeah, he might be faster.
Flying, not flying. On the ground, not on the ground. Flying, he is though.
Yeah, if he's flying and like trying to like blitz Toby.
So like I think the way it would go is like it's kind of similar to Soldier Boy. Like if he flies, he'll blitz him for that moment, but the moment they're now on the ground, now it's fair game for Toby.
Swapping hands, and he's way more experienced as far as combat, like physical hand-to-hand combat. Like Homelander doesn't fight for shit. His strength, his durability would be interesting to see. Homelander might.
Here's the crazy part, like fucking. I think like feats wise, right? For what we do know. Yeah. I think Toby still has better feats than
like stopping train,
like AP wise.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
To be fair, there was this statement where they said that he could stop the plane if he wanted to, and that's a big ass plane.
And he says like, if I have proper footing, I could stop it. Basically.
Yeah. So that I don't think Spider-Man could stop a plane like
fucking
that.
plane.
Like, you know what I mean? Like even Toby, like because he struggled. Fucking train.
It took him a long ass time. It took him a long ass time to stop it.
Now thinking about it, like the problem, I think Homelander would be stronger. He's faster flying wise.
Yeah.
I don't know. It don't really look good for Toby. Like,
Yeah, he might like he's obviously less skilled, but yeah, I think physically he's above Toby. I think that'd be the problem. He'd just be too much, like too fast, too strong, too durable. Other guys that would beat him, Soldier Boy probably would beat him as well.
Like Toby could probably like if he's able to land a hit, he could probably injure Homelander.
Yeah, he'd definitely feel those punches.
He would have to get serious though. He would have he wouldn't he couldn't pull his punches though. He would have to get serious.
Yeah, he'd have to not hold back at all to have a chance. Soldier Boy would probably beat him as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. Like it's like in character, I think Spider-Man just dies because he's gonna hold back initially, and that's gonna really backfire. Homelander's gonna be able to get him. And he'll just kill him because that's the thing. Toby doesn't have like he doesn't. Sure, he has some durability stuff, but it's still very fragile. It's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like
Spider-Man's never been known for durability. That's the problem.
Yeah, no, it's not his thing.
So like if Homelander even grabs him at all or whatever, he's taking massive damage and he's probably gonna die.
He'll like crack his fucking skull or some shit. Yeah, Soldier Boy as well. Then you have people like Maeve. Maeve's durability is pretty good. She did have like a fucking truck like try to run her over and like she went through like nothing. Like she stood still and that's pretty impressive. Yeah, the higher ranked combatants.
Oh, and then Nazi bitch, she had lightning powers as well, and Homelander was still above her. So lightning's not a problem from Homelander either.
Yeah, that bitch would probably beat him too. She's pretty fucking powerful too, and she could fly and shit also.
Like Spider-Man could be able to deal with her lightning, obviously, because it's lightning, right? He's dodged that. But if she starts to fly, he's probably cooked, and if she grabs him, he's probably cooked.
Yeah, their strength is like immense. Yeah, guys like at that level would probably take out Toby. Someone that he might be able to compete with. I mean, A-Train is probably too fast. Let's see who else. There's Starlight.
Yeah. I think A-Train would be way too fast.
Yeah, too fast. Kimiko's pretty tough. He might be able to withstand her, but maybe beat her.
Yeah, he could probably beat Kimiko. The only problem is he's gonna have to web her up because he won't be able to. Like, she's like Wolverine basically.
Yeah, like she keeps fucking heal. Like even if you like snap her fucking head off, like heals again and shit. So yeah. A couple more questions focusing with the part. So he beats everyone but Homelander? No, there's a few guys that would beat him, like Soldier Boy and people like that. Captain America.
He would basically beat all like the low and mid tiers, but when it comes to the high tiers, like Homelander, Soldier Boy, that one chick that's kind of like Wonder Woman or whatever that could give Homelander a little bit of run for his money.
Yeah.
People that are within that certain power range, like they're just gonna overpower Spider-Man. That's the problem.
Like Butcher on Compound V or Temporary Compound V, shit like that. Yeah, that'd be too much for him.
Like I'll say this, like Maeve, she might lose because maybe Spider-Man could be fast enough to be very agile with his Spidey sense, and she just can't grab him, and then she'll lose. But anyone that can fly, that's the problem.
Yeah, that'd be a huge problem. Especially as powerful as those guys. Captain America versus Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy.
Yeah, Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy is like on another level as far as enhanced compared to a Cap.
Strength, he's way.
Yeah, he's fucking powerful.
Bro, he didn't die. The fact that he tanked Homelander's fastest speed blitz attack.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he did show pain, like because he's like, oh, like fuck that, you know what I mean? That hurts. But he immediately starts fighting back and giving him the hands.
Exactly, like Cap, like bullets and shit. I'm pretty sure hurt Cap. Like Soldier Boy, the shit like bounces off him. Yeah, so I mean,
no bullets can go through Cap, and he's don't get me wrong, he's a super soldier, but he still can get fucked up by bullets, you name it. So yeah, like they would fucking tear Cap apart.
Yeah, Soldier Boy's a monster. Is it true that Wolverine is strong without his adamantium? There is one comic book where it is, but that's like a very specific comic book in the continuity. Apparently, when Magneto ripped out his fucking adamantium, like his primal instincts kicked in more, and he became like kind of like
he started transforming into a beast.
And he's kind of becoming Sabretooth.
Yeah, so he did get stronger, but that's because he was transforming and getting bigger.
Yeah, and that's like a specific continuity.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if you compare like fucking adamantium base Wolverine to base bone Wolverine, obviously adamantium would be way more. Powerful,
way above it.
I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's definitely specific on the continuity. Not continuity, he was because he kept getting stronger and shit. But
Yeah, he was kind of like Hulk in a sense.
Yeah, literally, it was kind of weird to see that. He was like fucking Sabretooth, like keep getting bigger and more feral and shit.
Yeah.
But in most continuities, no. If you remove it, I mean, there's a continuity where he died because fucking Magneto killed him when he did that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it depends on continuity. But yeah, folks, I think it's gonna wrap it up. It's over 3 hours. This one was very comic book heavy. Make sure to subscribe to the other channel as well. I've been testing not just obviously clips from here, but content. There's another boys video I dropped on there that did really well. If you want to check that out, Omni-Man versus Homelander. I got a lot of content coming from you folks, from all of us. We hope you guys enjoyed. We're gonna try to do a webcam stream with all of us having our webcams on. Maybe next week, we'll see. But we hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't already, though, make sure to hit the like button if you haven't already, and we'll catch you next time, folks.